The following program is meant for adult audiences only. If you are easily offended, you are choosing to be offended by continuing to watch. If jokes upset you, whether bad or good, you might end up crying. Being a bitch in life is difficult, I imagine, but you must find a way to continue. For all the haters and lurkers, hope you enjoy the show. For the bigot army, enjoy the show. Don't be a pussy.
にゃんち
そうだ。
テレビ
つけてもいいぞ。
冒険アニメ
よりによって
サイレンサー付きの拳銃だと。
ワクワク
Here we go! Mucha lucha, mucha lucha. It's the way of life.
There is a fifth dimension, beyond that which is known to man. It is a dimension as vast as space and as timeless as infinity. It is the middle ground between light and shadow, between science and superstition, and it lies between the pit of man's fears and the summit of his knowledge. This is the dimension of imagination. It is an area which we call
the Grifter Zone.
Oh, you found your moo.
My crew is big and it keeps getting bigger. That's 'cause Jesus Christ is.
Man, I want to get drunk in a hotel room with you.
That might be taken
Crazy.
out of context.
Gay, gay, gay.
Oh. No. How is it my fault? What? The bracket gifted this and I'm immediately called an anti-Semite? Come on, dog.
Bruh.
What are these characters? Nazi furry? Hypno, why would you do this to me? Said, welcome to Goonergate. Protect your booty hole.
What's up, nerds? It's Alyssa Mercante, Kotaku senior editor, and
Nobody even wants you here.
And I would take her to Chili's maybe. You know, like genuinely, I just want the best for her. Genuinely.
Listen, if it was consensual and you didn't hate the Jews, I'd fuck the shit out of you. I would.
What did he say?
people are gonna clip that. You know that I don't.
Clip it. I know you don't. Come on. But that's the thing. Why can't we have fun?
Bruh.
That's an interesting way of putting. That makes sense.
He's jealous. Fuck yeah. Been knew I was that bitch. I didn't need a man to tell him to fuck.
And Hypnotic again, member for 1 month. Thank you. Enjoy First Berserker. What's that black stuff between an elephant's toes? Slow natives. Wait.
Wild.
Yeah.
On the other end of the spectrum. Yes.
Okay.
I'd say that goes out of dad into dark, but sure, yeah.
Definitely dark.
Somebody replies and it says, "This is embarrassing." And he says, "Not as embarrassing as your take on trans kids. It was not researched. It was cruel and it had no basis in facts. So forgive me if I don't take all your takes that seriously." Who's this person?
Bruh.
Look at the fucking thumbnail. God of Cock Meltdown. Oh my God, look at this. Oh man. Yeah, sure. Trans kids, for sure, man.
Right, but you're giving an opinion on an article with a headline that's inflammatory. So the fact that you're giving an opinion on what's on screen,
Did I focus on the inflammatory nature of the headline?
Well, can I assume that everything in this article you would agree with?
You shouldn't assume. It makes an ass out of yourself and me.
Okay, so
down his timeline, you're gonna see a lot of ass and titties. Okay, me on my Twitter timeline, you ain't gonna see none of that. As a matter of fact, like I can show you, I can scroll down my entire news feed on Twitter. Why would you ruin my point? I'm trying. God damn. Why would you ruin it? I didn't do that. I don't know who this chick is. Why would you do that? I can't even edit it out.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Someone you love been canceled? Have you been the target of online harassment because of something you said or refused to be compelled to say by the mob? Did you mistakenly think you could be an individual, form your own opinions, and keep all of your friends?
Titty
Has your social
freakers.
credit score tanked because you had a conversation with, subscribe to, or follow someone who suffers from wrongthink? Have you been called a literal Nazi because you think taking care of one's physical health is important? Have you tried apologizing for your transgressions only to find out you actually poured gasoline on the they-them flames? Have you ever had a politically incorrect thought or, heaven forbid, made an off-color joke? Well, we here at the Office of the Cancelled are here for you. As a member of the club, we offer exclusive trading cards, flak jackets, lapel pins, access to bomb shelters, as well as audio tracks from based artists that are sure to pump you up for a day at the range and get some of that much-needed two-way therapy. Remember, folks, you're only canceled if you let yourself be canceled, and every one of those collectivist NPCs can go fuck themselves.
Eating the dogs, they're eating the cats. Eat the cat, eat the cat. 15 years have I been waiting to stand up on my throne.
I'll wait some time because the longer we wait, like the more realistic it'll be, you know, when he comes back to life. The touch of the black man in a woke story. The God hand shining down, shining upon thee. White man as you lay down. Cis white man and couple in background. Understand the power of a black man is a God hand.
Pro-black Twitter!
Breathe life into you. One touch is not enough from greatness. One touch from the black man. Watch me do it again. Kneel and be amazed at the touch of the black man. I bring life. I bring life.
Pro-black Twitter hoes!
That's right! That's right!
Robocock, don't clip that, no!
Bruh.
Oh God, that's getting clipped.
Hey yo, what the fuck?
Oh shit. I was doing so good tonight too.
I'm tired of you! Drops, retard. Robocock.
Good job, Daddy, not going on that incel show. I'm gonna buy you that Switch too now.
I am the foot god, Kaida.
Fight back! Fight back! Mamma mia!
Hey, punk, you got another one to do if you still want that ad money, so let's go!
Do not touch the fucking pumpkin!
That's right. That's right. I warned you guys. I said, don't touch the pumpkin. That's right. And since you touched the pumpkin all month long, that means I've become the pumpkin. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Hypnocast. That's right, we are live, boys. We are live, we are live, we are live. We're going to dive down the rabbit hole that is known as the internet. But before you do any of that, you need to bring it in close, boys. Bring it in close, that's right. That's right, bring it in. Come on, don't be scared. I know it doesn't move. I know it's not a VTube avatar. I wasn't going to pay someone $2,000 to make a pumpkin. Bring it in, let's go. Come on, come on. Don't be scared. Do not touch the pumpkin, because if you touch the pumpkin, you are essentially touching me.
Do not touch the fucking pumpkin.
Don't do it. Don't do it. And listen very closely. If you're watching on YouTube, like the stream. Like it. If you're watching on Rumble, like the stream. If you're watching on Twitter, like the post. And if you are watching anywhere else, you're gay. So like the stream, boys. Like the stream. Can I get a mic check, please? Mic check, titty check, balls check. What are we checking, man? What are we checking today? Guys, today is the last stream of the month, ladies and gentlemen. It's the last stream of the month. I will not be streaming tomorrow on any of the platforms. So please ensure you have as much fun today as possible. And then enjoy your Halloween. Enjoy your Halloween tomorrow. So we're having a little fun on a Halloween stream today. And then we're going to be doing a Halloween stream for SNH this week as well, even though it's going to be November 1st. Who cares? Who cares? All right. Shit happens. So we're going to have some fun. But what are we checking, man? High mobility Zaku 2 Assemble check. That is very long to say. That is very long to say. John D says, so this is what he looks like without the hood. Basically. Hypno's pumpkin check? Absolutely. Hypno has been revived. Zombie Hypno for the win. My hand is on the pumpkin. It better not be. Bro is in 2D. He's flat. He's flat. Absolutely. Asian Goth Girls check. Oh, snap. I'm going to watch Blade movies tomorrow. That's fun. That's fun. Everybody should be watching a Halloween movie tomorrow. It's like something along the lines of a Halloween movie. Pumpkin headgear and duck off check. Bro, if they had a pumpkin, I would totally wear it. I'm sure they do. I don't have it. Oh, I was playing duck off earlier today. Oh my God, dude. I was playing it off stream. I made so much progress. I built a whole bunch of benches and shit. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. American pumpkin pie check. Very nice. If you rub Hypno's pumpkin head, is it good luck? Sure. 17 Crash Gaming says they do check. Oh, damn. I need to use that then. Give me a hell yeah check. Fuck yeah. Nuclear weapons test coming back check. All right. Nice. How much was that pumpkin mask check? It was free. Yo, Hypno, you might a new action survival game BT solo dev silly poly beast. It's very good check. That's very long. I'll have to look into it. Like the stream check. I agree. Listen to Artemis. All right, guys, our ESG scores are at their maximum. We are fully funded. Like the stream. Like it. Let's do the Bigot Army roll call. Let's see who is in his chat right now. Aside from former Kotaku urinalists, Black samurais that unfortunately did exist at one point but no longer do, and people that swear all month long that they were touching the pumpkin, but little did they know that they were touching me. Think about that. I told you guys not to do it. You didn't listen. We got Mr. Melancholy, Low KZ420 over on Rumble, Anubis Anti-Hades, Vardamus, Schizosaurus, Faye. What's up, Faye? Chief over on X. R Sarge. There you go. R Sarge. I fucked that up. Colonel Ruv, Deku Leader. We got Lucky Boy, Dark Obsidian touching the pumpkin again. We got Colonel Ruv again, the voice of the water. Anime Mania 500 over on Rumble. Yamato 85. Jeremiah Maxwell. Christopher Lloyd. Matthew Mafu says, hello, priest. Tim Grove. Magdi. Vladimir Shestakov. We got St. Hugo. We got Marius, Nick Havoc, Max Stanford, Creepier 07. The Dirty Pumpkin says, Papa. Oh my God. Stop it. Stop it. We got Inferno Conundrum. This Sparta 9000. We got Oliver Adam, Commander Sodok, Black Tailgate. We got Andrew Stewart, Aneb Zero, Old Man Cad says, I is here. Fuck your feelings. Ron DFK, Courageous Kirsten. We got Anime Media 500 on Rumble again. We got Romanizer 24, Clap Douglas. We got D-Mag. We got Low KZ420 on Rumble. We got the Voice of the Water into the 643 format over on Rumble. Review Big Cheese 200. Connor Girardi. We got Electronic Control 3R. Bad Pumpkin Comics, ironically. I got hammered. No touchy. Nice. We got 17 Crash. More dots. We got Karate Werewolf. 16-Bit Acid. What's up, man? Northern Nikki. What's up, Northern Nikki? Toradol over on Rumble. Zelosi. Toxin. I've been tag teaming the pumpkin. Ew, bro. What's wrong with you? All right, 4 more people. Come on, 4 more people that we got to get on the show, boys. 4 more people. We got Coulter. Dennison. What's up, man? We got Dikachu. We got Mughal. Beautiful Zexel. Dark Sisaloco. We got Laureus 4075. A Cell Gamer. Extra Hall. We got Garrett Visago. We got Pay It Forward 42 over on Rumble. And last but not least, we got Glowmite Prince. We got Panthera. We got Speedy Cake, Bugsy, Angmar WK. And we got 2 GameCuber, Arday, Aloof Liberty, and Limitless Andre. All right, guys, I called out as many people as I possibly could. Let's sacrifice your fellow Bigger Army member, and let's see who is going to get this massive pumpkin money shot today, boys. It's a once-in-a-year opportunity that you could get a pumpkin money shot. Only happens one time a year. So let's see who's going to be the lucky person. We got Old Man Gad saying booty hole protected by Mercanti's face because obviously no one can nut on that. We got to go down ×9, obliterating all protections with Dicker's whining, Jaffe sex offers, and hours of Mercanti streams. Fuck your feelings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Holy shit.
You know, to be honest, I think this is fate. I think it is fate for the man who continuously the entire month touched a pumpkin. I think this is fate, man. Congratulations to Toxin. You are the recipient of the one and only pumpkin money shot today.
What the?
Like the stream, boys. Like the stream. All right, man. Listen, we got a lot we got to talk about today. Obviously, it's Halloween special, so we're gonna be rocking the PNG, not the PNG. Oh my God, PNG VTuber, non-VTuber, PNG tuber, whatever you want to call it. We're gonna be rocking the PNG tuber avatar today because obviously it's Halloween, man, or it's about to be Halloween, and we want to rock the pumpkin head because why not? So we're going a little bit old school style, okay? We're going old school style today, so don't get too scared. Don't get too scared, okay? We got a lot we got to talk about today, ladies and gentlemen. Some of the main stories we're going to be talking about is Outer Worlds 2. Now that Outer Worlds 2 is officially in release, we can talk about it with absolute confidence and go over the numbers and see how the game is performing, see what people are saying about the game. Looking at the Steam forums, it's like half good, half bad. It's kind of all over the place. So we're going to talk about this and see what's going on with Outer Worlds 2. We're also going to be talking about some rumors regarding Half-Life 3 again. I swear to God, like at the same time every year, there's always Half-Life 3 rumors, always. And I don't believe any of them. But we're going to talk about it anyway because, well, that's what we do. We're also going to talk about some studio layoffs and studio, I think this studio is going to close, personally. I've said this many times. But the studio that worked with SBI that made the game Hyper Light Breaker, that game got felted. They fired a bunch of people from that game, and they're about to release another game, and they're firing a bunch of people before they release the next game. So it's not looking good. It looks like they're getting rid of all their projects that they were working on, and then they're probably going to close shop. So we'll see. We'll follow up on that story, see what's going on there. We got some other games we're going to take a look at today. We're going to take a look at Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D Remake, the game they tell you not to stream. You're not allowed to stream. Otherwise, you're going to get sued if you stream the game and show the ending within the first month because, that's what Square Enix apparently said. We're going to talk about the numbers and see how the game is doing because it's not doing that great right now. So I find that to be hilarious. So they kind of get what they fucking deserve. We're going to talk about Arc Raiders. Arc Raiders is destroying it on Steam, doing amazing on Steam. So we got to talk about it. We also got Metal Gear Solid Delta releasing the multiplayer today. I believe it was today or yesterday. So we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about Roblox. Roblox apparently got praised for its safety with children, which is fucking weird. A U.S. Attorney General Alliance promoted this game as safe and more positive digital experiences for children. Mind you, Roblox is literally being sued by like 2 different people for not being safe for children. So we're gonna talk about that. We're also gonna cover some U.S. Department of Homeland Security memes because they're continuing to make people melt down. Now they're using Lord of the Rings. Oh my God, it's amazing. It's amazing seeing people lose their mind. And we're gonna talk about an updated YouTube policy that might affect a lot of gaming channels going into next year, or even just, the moment it drops, because YouTube doesn't know how to leave things the fuck alone, obviously. And then we got some Steam updates. We got some Resident Evil news. We got Final Fantasy VII stuff, all kinds of nonsense. Apparently, he's like trying to say that, yellow paint is necessary and it's like a must. Apparently, we got so much to go over today. But before we do that, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to skip the retard of the day because honestly, we're celebrating Halloween. I don't want to deal with retards. So let's go right into the number 1 segment on YouTube, the number 1 segment on Rumble, the number 1 segment all around the galaxy. This segment is none other than the pre-stream legend.
Money, print money, cash, money, wealth, capitalism, raise a bunch of money, more money, heaps and heaps of money, print money, cash, money, wealth, capitalism, raise a bunch of money, super chat money.
As salty as the sea, calling us no-code names. SJW screaming, but it's money they blame. Burning with envy, they're falling flat. They can't handle the sound of a super chat.
All right. We got ourselves the pre-stream legends, although unironically, I made a AI clip of my character, my pumpkin character, complaining about being late to the stream. Let's see how this turned out. Let's see.
No, I'm late. I'm late again. I'm always late to the stream.
That was actually pretty fucking cool. Not gonna lie. Kind of fucking cool. All right, boys, listen, we're trying to get, obviously, we're not going to be streaming tomorrow, so we're trying to get, if we get lucky today, man, it would be nice to double it, but I'll stick with just the one, the 2 tiers. We're trying to get, if we get lucky, to 486 tier 1s in a row and 175 tier 2s in a row. Guys, next month, if we get really lucky, we're going to surpass 500 tier 1s in a row. We are so close to going after Camelot's streak. It's insane. Camelot's in like the low 500s. We're trying to get to his streak, man. We're trying so hard to get to it. And next month, if we get lucky, we might be able to get 200 tier 2s in a row, which is unbelievable. All right, let's get into it, boys. What do we got, man? First off, we got BioT-Wolf for 19 with a 5. What does a carved pumpkin celebrate? Halloween. What did the pumpkin say at happy hour? Let's get smashed. Of course. Thank you so much, BioT-Wolf, starting us off strong. And then we got Old Man Cad trying to start a membership train. The absolute fucking legend that he is with a 10 membership mega banger.
Let's fucking go! a membership banger.
I should have remade that clip with a pumpkin head. That'll be pretty sick. However, since this is the first membership banger of the stream, you already know what that means. Old Man Cat, thank you so much for the 10 memberships, bro. I appreciate that, man. Fucking legend. And then we got Speedy Cake with a 10. Seems like Hypno got caught sleeping, got his pumpkin buttered by JT. That is nasty, bro. That is just nasty. Nasty and unnecessary. We got Mr. Melancholy with a 2. I think we'll see aliens before we see Half-Life 3. Maybe the aliens will bring us Half-Life 3. You ever thought about that? Vardamus, be gifting a membership. Thank you so much, Vardamus. I appreciate that, legend. And then we got Marius with a 2. Valve cannot count to 3. That is true. Sad but true. Backbone becoming a member. All on his own. Shout out to Backbone. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And then Speedy Cake with a 10. Man, that Valkyrie clip yesterday had me laughing my ass off once I thought she looks and sounds like Timu Pokimane. Well, yeah, actually, that is pretty true. But if you don't realize, there's like a certain group of Twitch female streamers that all try to mimic the Pokimane strategy, which is like doll yourself up and then speak in a very soft voice, you know, and just like do little things here and there that make you look like the girl next door, you know, while you spend $25,000 a month on Uber Eats. You know what I'm saying? Solon the Leech with 16 months says RP Hypno. After daring Kata and Atreus, he went to FatCon alone, fell into the folds of the war of the Wamalus and the Shepopotamus. What the fuck is that? Shout out, bro. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. 16 months is crazy. X-Roll for 6 months. Hello, sir. You scare me. How are you? What's up, X-Roll? How you doing, man? I'm doing good. 6 months is crazy. Angmar WK with the 5 membership.
Let's fucking go! It's a membership banger!
Shout out to Angmar WK with that 5 membership banger, keeping the train going. Thank you, man. And then we got St. Hugo with a 2. Ever looked around on SNH? Every episode is Halloween. Nice. Beautiful Zexel with a 2. Are you going to scare Smash JT with that pumpkin? Nah, not at all. Not at all. There is no scary pumpkin in the world that is going to scare Smash JT, because the scariest thing he has is when he looks in the mirror every day. Adair Soto with a 10. We now know Hypno has a pumpkin head. I wonder if he's going to remove that pumpkin to remove himself as a turkey head. Gobble, gobble for Thanksgiving, saying don't touch the turkey. Possibly. You never know what might happen. Stick around. Watch every day if you can. X-Roll with a 5. If you touch the pumpkin, Art the Clown is going to touch you. That sounds awful. Thank you, X-Roll, for the 5. DJ Chronic with a 5. Happy early Halloween, Hypno, and everyone in the chat. Shout out to DJ Chronic. Thank you so much for that, man. I appreciate that. Fucking legend. SGM Harvey with a 99. Last one on YouTube. Why is Santa's sack so big? Because he only comes once a year. You couldn't save that for Christmas? You couldn't save that for Christmas? God damn. Thank you, Harvey. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. One more snuck in on YouTube. Hold on, we got X Raw with a 5. Hey, between Halloween, Rob Zombie remake, and Terrifier 2, what would you watch? It's for a Halloween watch. Ooh, that's tough. That's tough. Rob Zombie remake or Terrifier 2? I would probably say Terrifier 2. Let's go with Terrifier 2. Sebrew 1138 for 10 months. Happy Halloween Eve. Hope you all stay safe. Have a great Halloween. Take little Hypno out trick-or-treating tomorrow, Hypno. No, I'm not doing that. All right, let's get into Rumble. Rumble's actually alive today. Let's see what we got going on, man. Detraconic gifted not one, but 2 memberships. Shout out to Detraconic. Thank you, bro. Over on Rumble. And then we got Karnak Ketro with $1 saying test. Well, there you go. I think it worked. Abhorrent Soul gifting a membership as well over on Rumble. Thank you, Abhorrent Soul. Appreciate that. And then we got Deadeye's Lock with $1. It's amazing how game corporals have the balls to police how people use their games in streams. If only they had the guts to make quality games like China and South Korea. Well, yeah. I mean, again, Japan does make quality games, but Square Enix, I don't put them in the same category anymore. Sadly, they have just been way too like westernized. I think they listened to the wrong people over the years. And it has brought them to a place where now they're just like, they're so subpar compared to what they used to be. It's not even funny. Darius Holton with $1. Actually, Hypno, we do have a retard of the day, and that's going to be who says Roblox is safe for kids. Fair enough. Deadeye's Lock with $1. Short Cadet Kata and the back-aching Ranger Trey is about to sing their Halloween single, Cry Us to FootCon. I don't want to hear that. I think I'm okay. And last on YouTube, Clippy for 10 months, Christmas every day. God bless. Shout out to Clippy, man. Thank you so much for that. 10 months is insane. 2 more months, man. 2 more months and you're at the year. Thank you for that. Same with Sebrew, man. 2 more months and you're at the year. All right, boys. Like I said, if we get lucky today, we're trying to get to 486 tier 1s in a row and 175 tier 2s in a row. There will be no streams tomorrow. Taking a day off for Halloween. So, you guys do the same. Have fun. I want to hear all the stories on SNH. I want to see what you guys did on Halloween when we meet back together on Saturday. We got one more. Adair Soto with a 5. Well, since nobody knows stream tomorrow, I'm taking my girlfriend out to watch Back to the Future Part 1. She never watched the 40th anniversary. That sounds like a great time. You can never go wrong with Back to the Future, bro. Literally never go wrong. It's one of my favorite movie franchises. So shout out to Adair Soto. Hope you have a good time with that, bro. Okay, we are fully caught up everywhere again, guys. Thank you so much for the pre-stream support. I appreciate it. Let's get into the content, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna start off with we're gonna get right to the topics because obviously we started late today, so I don't want to lose time with people. So let's get right into this. First, we're gonna talk about the Fox Hunt online multiplayer mode for Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater is available now. Now, people were messaging me this, I think, last night when I was playing Duck Off. And honestly, for me, I don't really care about this mode, but I know a lot of people were asking about it. I really wish that developers would stop releasing this shit after the fact. I think it's really annoying. I really do. I really hate that they release this content that people would have loved to play on day one. They release it, later on down the line, whatever the fuck they feel like it is. Just annoying because then what ends up happening is most people don't return. So you don't end up having the player base to really enjoy it. And when I looked at the numbers on Steam, most people are, they're not even coming back for it. You know what I mean? If you look at the numbers right here, let me show you Metal Gear Solid Delta. And maybe on console, it's a little bit different, just so you're aware. Maybe on console, a little bit different. But on Steam, barely anybody came back for this, We had a little bit of a bump here, but that's basically it. There's 1,002 players in the 24-hour peak. 851 people playing it right now. 19,634 was the all-time peak, obviously 2 months ago. But considering it's a single-player game, this fall off is to be normal. But yeah, I just think it's I think it's dumb. I think they should release it when they're releasing the game. That way, all the content's there, and you can establish a fan base is going to play the multiplayer or whatever for a long time. But there is some people playing it, so whoever's playing it, enjoy it, But it's not for me personally. It's not for me. All right, let's continue. Let's get out of this. Let me X that out. I gotta keep control of tabs. Let's let's just get the rumor out the way, shall we? Let's get the rumor out the way about Half-Life 3. All right. Half-Life 3 trailer rumored to be in production. Now, I want you guys to understand, this year especially has been the year of nothing but Half-Life 3 rumors, okay? There's been more Half-Life 3 rumors this year that I can remember for the last 5 years. It seems like every month somebody's coming out saying something's happening with Half-Life 3. Oh, now they're making the trailer for Half-Life 3. It's totally in the works. And listen, it could be. It could be, right? But considering that we have gone so long without Half-Life 3, I think it's safe to say this is probably bullshit, right? I'm even curious about where this rumor is coming from. So according to Insider Gaming, Half-Life 3 trailer is rumored to be in production. A new rumor states that Valve may have begun work on a Half-Life 3 trailer. Valve has been utterly silent about the next installment to the Half-Life series. That's because it wasn't happening. It's not that they're being silent. It's about it's nothing's happening, right? But anyway, with only rumors, data mines, and leaks being our only source of information. Most recently, we heard that the upcoming title was being developed as the final chapter of the franchise. Now, the new rumor states that a trailer for Half-Life 3 is already in the works. The latest update regarding Valve's work on Half-Life 3's trailer comes from Tyler McVicker's latest HLX Files episode on YouTube. McVicker says that the current rumor that's going around is that work on the trailer is occurring. McVicker added that Valve's approach to trailers is very different from publicly owned AAA studios' approach. Honestly, bro, oh my God. So you mean to tell me that the rumor came from a Half-Life based episode on YouTube, that the creator is totally not going to benefit from people clicking on the video and hoping that they find out more information about a game that's never coming? I don't know. I really feel like we've been crying wolf with Half-Life 3 for I don't know how fucking long now. I've lost track. And at this point, the only way that this is really going to work, and I've said this many times about Half-Life 3, the only way this is going to work is if Steam shadow drops Half-Life 3. I swear to God, that is the literal only way that this is going to work to match the hype that has been generated over the I don't know how long of time, right? If Steam were to launch a trailer, right, and the same day to launch a trailer, they shadow drop Half-Life 3, you're going to see astronomical numbers, disgusting numbers that you've never seen before, I got to imagine, on Steam. But otherwise, like, bro, no, like, I don't want to say nobody cares. I just think people are like, all right, whatever. At this point, it's like it's either gonna drop or it's not. You know, there was people playing fucking Half-Life back in their high school days that are now old people or older people, right? Like, what do we like? I don't know, man. I see this and I'm like, dude, this is fucking stupid. The video also mentioned that the trailers and announcements typically arrive close to a year before launch. However, Valve is not doing that. Players are going to get Half-Life 3's announcement and launch very close together, similar to what they saw with Half-Life Alyx. Well, there you go. There you go. That's literally what I've been saying for ages. Like, the only way this is going to work is if you shadow drop Half-Life 3. That is when the internet's going to explode, right? If they were to shadow drop Half-Life 3 and give people no time to react, the internet will absolutely explode. I guarantee you. It is going to be a fucking nuclear explosion, the level of which you have never seen on the internet. But if you end up releasing the trailer and they're like, yeah, it's going to be out next year, bro, nobody's going to care, bro. Nobody's going to care. Will people buy it? Yes, but it's not going to be the same as shadow dropping a game that people have been waiting decades for. You know what I mean? That's the difference. That's what Valve has to do here. Valve has to shadow drop this game if they're actually working on it. McVicker explains that when trailers are created for games, they're still far from launch. Developers have to effectively fake what is being showcased with very specific scripted content being pushed to the finish line earlier than the rest of the game's aspects. That's not 100% true. You know, there are some people that have faked it. You know, Perfect Dark faked it damn near the whole thing and tried to claim that it was real gameplay. But there are some companies that put out real legitimate gameplay, and you get exactly what you see in the trailer. You know, now granted, that is not as common these days as it used to be. But no, you absolutely, like, you don't have to fake it. However, players should take this information with a grain of salt, as it was not obtained through a data leak or data mine, and Valve has not officially announced anything. Yeah. So I'm going to say this, okay? This YouTuber, I have no idea who this is, but considering he's making an HLX development, right? video. He's probably a Half-Life channel, whatever, runs on pure speculation. I'm going to go with he made it up. That's what I'm going to go with, that he's making this shit up and pretending to have a legitimate source in the hopes that people click the video and give him a view. Like that's basically it. And no hate to him. Do your thing, boy. Do your thing. But this is a pure fucking like trust me, bro situation, in my opinion. So we're not gonna take it with a grain of salt. We're gonna take it with a grain of a planet. Okay, like we're literally, the salt is too small. We need the size of a planet. That's how bullshit we're probably talking here. But again, it could happen. Anything could happen. We have seen franchises revive from the dead after decades. Okay, very rarely does that happen, but we have seen it happen. And Half-Life is definitely a franchise that is still relevant enough today that if it were to shadow drop, I think it would be massively successful. I think it will literally just like delete the internet for a day. So we'll see what ends up happening with that, but I don't expect very much from that, in my opinion. Okay, let's talk about Pokemon, bro, and the disgusting amount of money Pokemon makes. You know, I used to be really into Pokemon TCG. I think some of you guys asked me, I don't remember how long ago, you guys were asking like, hey, did you ever collect cards? And for me, I've always wanted to get into like the anime trading card games. Like I know right now a big one is Gundam. Like Gundam trading cards, it's ridiculous, bro. You can't get them almost fucking anywhere. It's insane. But Pokemon TCG, you know, I've had TCG cards, obviously, you know, back in the day. I don't have them anymore, sadly. I have more modern cards now. I have about a binder full of cards, but they're nothing special. But I stopped collecting cards ages ago because, to be honest with you, it was a circus. It was a circus, you know, and to try to, I see what happens, right? I think everybody sees what happens when these new TCG cards come out. They get scalped up right away. And they get resold for like double what they're worth, right? So I'm not for that. And it's so frustrating from a true collector standpoint to deal with that shit. But the fact is that like Pokemon, they don't care, right? Pokemon does not care that the players, the actual players, are being affected by this. All they care about is that they're selling like through the fucking roof. That's all they care about. They don't care that scalpers are buying up all the product and then reselling it. Bro, scalpers, let me tell you how bad it is. We talked about this the other day. Well, not the other day, really like last month. But we talked about how on the Pokemon TCG website, where you could buy cards directly, a scalping group managed to score over 40,000 items in a purchase through a loophole from the website, and they never did anything about it. They let them keep it, because why would you do anything about it? You sold everything. And then you got the McDonald's fucking shit that happened where people were buying up Happy Meals and throwing the food away on the street just so they could get the cards and then resell them. It was a nightmare, right? So everything they do, you know, to supposedly, well, I don't really think they do much, but everything they do to counter scalpers, it just completely fucking, you know, it's just so worthless. So I want to collect cards. I mean, I'm a collector. Like, I would love to do that, but I feel like the money is a waste right now, and I would have to pay double for everything because the chances of me being able to get something, at MSRP or whatever is going to be almost impossible. You know, so I don't want to fucking deal with that. I'd rather just spend my money on manga and keep collecting manga like I am. So, but it's sad. But anyway, the point of the conversation is that Pokemon's not going to do anything, because they just focus on selling their own stuff, and then whatever happens in the market happens. They don't care whether or not you actually get your hands on the items. They don't care whether or not scalpers are reselling it to you. All they care about is somebody's buying it, right? And now we can kind of see some numbers. So Pokemon TCG Pocket first year revenue estimates to hit $1.3 billion. Billion fucking dollars. This is like the trading card game is $1 billion plus franchise. It's such easy money for them. It's not even funny, bro. All they got to do is print the cards, and scalpers will buy them, and they get all their money. And then people who are buying from scalpers and having to, basically struggle to get one or two, packs or whatever. It's fucking sucks, bro. Like, this whole thing fucking sucks. It is such a terrible system for people who like collecting trading card games. It really is. And it's not just Pokemon. It's affecting other trading card games as well. Like I said, Gundam right now is super hot. So people are struggling to be able to buy that shit. I think somebody in the chat said Digimon as well. It's so ridiculous, man. The trading card market is literally exploding right now in the sense of scalpers are fucking ruining damn near everything in it, unless the trading card game is not popular. But then at that point, who fucking cares, right? If the trading card game is not popular, chances are most people are not trying to collect it anyway. But if you want to join in on any of the popular trading card games, forget about it. You are cooked. You are cooked unless you get lucky, which does happen to some people. But unless you get lucky, you're cooked. You're absolutely cooked. When did cards become so popular all of a sudden? Honestly, I don't know. Like, cards were always popular, but in the last year or so, they have just been going crazy. And I'm not exactly sure why. I don't know if it's due to the rise of like anime popularity. I'm sure that has something to do with it a little bit. But it is crazy, like, how popular they are now. So still, it's fucking wild. It's wild. Now this, I think, is in reference to the game, though, if I'm not mistaken, like the virtual game. But at the end of the day, it's all the same, in my opinion. Pokemon TCG Pocket has only been around for a year as of today, and to say it's been a success would be an understatement. In my opinion, this is even worse. This is even worse because this is all digital. This is not even physical. Right? This is not even physical cards. These are digital cards, digital content, and they're making $1.3 billion from their digital Pokemon trading card game, which shows that the real life card situation is even worse. It's even worse. How do you collect digital cards? Well, they have a video game that lets you do that. So you basically pay MSRP for digital cards, and it's guys, when I tell you, Pokemon fans will buy anything, bro. Legitimately anything. According to estimates from data firm AppMagic via Pocket Gamer, the game has earned nearly $1.3 billion in revenue over its first year. That makes it the most profitable Pokemon mobile game ever, surpassing the roughly 1 billion Pokemon Go earned in its first year. Oh my God. Oh my God, bro. And also keep in mind too, guys, whenever you buy packs of cards, if I'm not mistaken, they give you like a QR code inside of the pack of card that allows you to scan and input the cards into the game as well. So if you buy them physically, I think you can transfer them digitally, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong. But there are people out there that are clearly buying things inside of the Pokemon trading card game that are digital only. Otherwise, they wouldn't be making 1.3 billion. It's fucking insane, boy. It's really insane. As far as downloads, it says the game has been downloaded more than 150 million times so far. Oh my God, 150 million people. That's crazy. But see, this is like you going fishing, right? And maybe you don't score the first time, maybe you don't score the second time. But if you keep trying, you're going to score eventually. And this is why these games are free to play on the mobile stores, because it has the biggest customer base. And if it's free to play, people are going to download it, right? Especially if it's a popular name attached to it, which is Pokemon. 150 million downloads. That tells me that it should be very easy to pass over $1 billion, in my opinion, because we've seen other video games make insane money with half of that level of downloads. It's fucking wild, man. It's wild. And again, digital trading cards is something that I will never just understand, because like the whole point of a trading card game is to collect it and be able to play it physically and stuff. I mean, don't get me wrong. I've played Yu-Gi-Oh! Back in the day on the Game Boy. If you guys remember that shit, like Game Boy, I forgot what it was, Game Boy Advance or something like that had Yu-Gi-Oh! On it, where you had to play multiplayer with a cable. That shit was awesome, right? But it doesn't mean I wasn't collecting the cards physically. There was also no way for me to download cards digitally, or to buy cards digitally. So back in the day, like, you buy the game, you're just buying the game. You're not buying cards or anything like that, But this shit is crazy, man. Absolutely crazy story. So I just wanted to share that with you. Let's move on really quick. Let's see. We got Amazon. So we talked about the MMORPG New World being canceled from Amazon, right? Apparently there is rumors going around, and I have sneaking suspicion that this is true, considering what we've been seeing from Amazon. But Amazon's The Lord of the Rings MMO may have been canceled. Now, apparently they were working on a Lord of the Rings MMO. I don't even want to think about what a Lord of the Rings MMO from Amazon would look like. I already played Lord of the Rings Online for many years. I enjoyed that game a lot. I played a Hobbit Hunter, obviously, because if you don't play a Hobbit, well, you're not doing it right. But I played a Hobbit Hunter, and I love Lord of the Rings Online. I think Lord of the Rings Online was one of the better underrepresented MMOs out there that truly hit every single point of a good MMO, but it just never got like that mainstream kind of like success outside of its initial launch. But they do have a bit of a fan base still that is playing the game. But in terms of an Amazon Lord of the Rings MMORPG, I can only imagine what this would have looked like, right? T-Chap says we're currently sitting at 127.64 from tier 1. Thank you. I appreciate that. So with all that being said, the Lord of the Rings Online from Amazon is seemingly canceled. They anticipated, I don't know who was anticipating it. The Lord of the Rings MMO from Amazon Games might have been canceled. At least that's what a former employee's post on social media would suggest. In a now deleted post, on LinkedIn, a former developer confirmed that they had been laid off from Amazon Games and specifically mentioned the Lord of the Rings MMORPG. He said, "This morning, I was part of the layoffs at Amazon Games, alongside my incredibly talented peers on New World and our fledgling Lord of the Rings game. Y'all would have loved it." Ooh. The post read, "It's always tough to see such a strong team go through something like this. I've been lucky to work with some of the most skilled, creative, and kind developers I have ever met." That sounds like you got a dead game, my guy. That sounds like you got a dead game. So I'm gonna take that as good news personally, because I would not have wanted to see an Amazon Lord of the Rings MMORPG. And the sad thing is that I just know that it would have been successful in the beginning, and then they would have flopped it. I mean, look at what happened with New World, right? Like I showed you guys the other day, New World hit almost 1 million concurrent players a few years ago, 4 years ago on Steam. That was unheard of for most video games. It hit a higher concurrent player count than Baldur's Gate 3. Think about that. Think about that level of fumble. Imagine what they would have did with Lord of the Rings. It would have been terrible. It would have, yeah, exactly. Zelosi would have been based on the show. I guarantee you, it would have been based off the show. You would have had black hobbits everywhere. It would have been unbelievable. So yeah, welcome home. Apparently we got a gifted game. I did finally fix my Steam on my browser, so that should make it easier to read now. Let's see what we got going on here. We got, look at this. Angmar WK says another indie horror game inspired by Lovecraft. Just released today, apparently. No way. Well, I mean, that makes sense. The game is literally just called Gore. A Lovecraftian-inspired found footage horror experience. Ooh, found footage. Set deep in the mountains of the Pacific Northwest. That sounds fucking cool. Shout out, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Angmar WK. Then we got a little bit Hypnotic. Boo. Touching the pumpkin. I'm touching the pumpkin, Dad. This fucking kid, bro. Did you just gift me a game with my own money? What is this? Outbreak Island Supporter Edition. Includes Outbreak Island and Outbreak Island Supporter Pack. What the fuck is Outbreak Island? Why haven't I ever heard of this? I gotta look into this. Thank you, Little Miss Hypnotic. Give me back my fucking credit card now. It's unbelievable. Thank you. I appreciate that. Very nice of you. All right, let's continue. Let's X that out with Amazon. So if you guys don't remember, Tencent is suing Sony. I'm sorry, the other way around. Sony is suing Tencent. See you later, Tanya. I appreciate it. Sony is suing Tencent. Okay. Now, Sony is suing Tencent because, well, they made a video game that looks too close to Horizon for their liking. Okay. They just don't like it. Well, apparently Tencent responded recently and felt at Sony a little bit. And Tencent said, fame does not create a trademark. Oh, shit. I got to read this. Tencent is the latest party to respond in the Horizon clone lawsuit with Sony, stating that fame does not create a trademark when referring to Horizon's Aloy. Bro, can somebody tell Nintendo this? Can somebody can somebody just wave this like at Nintendo for a little bit and be like, hey, just because you're famous doesn't mean you own everything, bro. This is still going? Oh, yes, this is still going. For those new to the Horizon clone fiasco, Tencent is under fire by Sony for allegedly infringing copyrights and trademarks with their upcoming title, Light of Mortarum. Sony has already called it a blatant knockoff of their Horizon series and has filed for an injunction. Tencent has now defended itself, arguing that the court did not have personal jurisdiction over Tencent Holdings and that Sony failed to sufficiently identify its purported trademark. Oof. Man, these Asian lawyers, they are not fucking around. They are not fucking around. Spotted by Games Radar, the first point of Tencent's defense is very similar to how the company had responded in the past, stating that Sony has brought the lawsuit against the wrong entities. Their points are that Sony has failed to demonstrate purposeful direction, as no Tencent holding employees were present at the March 2024 San Francisco meeting, and no infringing acts have been intentionally planned, authorized, and facilitated by Tencent Holdings. Tencent Holdings notes that although the company has registered the trademark for Light of Mortarum, it is slowly for administrative purposes related to managing trademarks outside of China. The company states that Tencent Holdings was not a part of the marketing, and Sony fails to show enough evidence to suggest that Tencent Holdings registered the game to generate a nationwide audience. In their preliminary statement, it is stated that Sony might be frustrated by the fact that it has to follow the proper procedures and serve the parties that, as alleged, are actually the relevant actors. However, that is not reason enough to allow a deficient lawsuit against defendants that are not responsible for the alleged infringing conduct. Damn, bro. I love reading this shit. This is amazing. This is amazing. Sony got told to sit the fuck down. Sit the fuck down. You're suing the wrong people, bitches. Bro, that's amazing. Tencent's next point of defense in the Horizon clone lawsuit is that Sony failed to identify a particular consistent trademark. The defense adds that Sony has named its trademark the Aloy character, but has failed to explain what the trademark exactly looks like. The documents add that rather than providing precise identification, Sony claims that the relevant population, i.e. video game players, recognize the Aloy character mark. So they're like, bro, what trademark are you even talking about? Are you talking about the trademark of popularity? Popularity is not a trademark, bro. Damn, Sony. Oof. Sony getting wrecked here. I'm not going to lie. The company added that it may be true that gamers recognize Aloy as a character inside the game, but Sony has failed to identify Aloy's appearance as a trademark outside of the game. The character has been characterized by their attire, accessories, and facial markings, but generalized descriptions are not enough to identify a trademark. God. Oh my God, bro. Oh my God. This is great. This is great shit, man. I love seeing companies that try to do lawfare get felted. This is why I'm against Nintendo, because Nintendo is only doing this for one reason and one reason only, and it's lawfare. It's plain and simple lawfare. They didn't have the patents that would protect them from certain video games being made, and once a video game was made that was popular enough to actually compete with them, they got so felted that they decided to get in their feelings and sue Palworld, and then try to add the patents in after the lawsuit was filed, which got denied, by the way. But still, it's like, what the fuck is going on, bro? You guys are clearly doing lawfare right now. So this is why I don't have any respect for Nintendo. Like, I understand. Listen, I get it. Defend your copyrighted IP. I fully understand that, and I fully get that, right? But that does not mean you stifle competition. That does not mean you stifle creativity. That does not mean you go after the company that is not doing anything wrong, but because you thought that it was too similar to your stuff and it was actually successful, you decided to sue them. Because that's the only reason you decided to sue them. There has been so many other video games out there that have released over the last 2 decades that could be compared to Pokemon, and you never sued them for the most part, right? Because they weren't successful enough to be deemed a threat to you. But Palworld, doing the numbers that it did, well, that shit got you in your feelings really quick, and now you wanted to sue them, right? So it's the same thing with Sony. Sony is one of the number one fucking video game entertainment companies in the world, especially by revenue. So they're looking around and they're trying to do lawfare too. They're like, oh, well, you can't do this. This looks too close to our popular character. Well, what trademark are you referring to? Well, she's popular. Well, that's not a trademark. Coming to the alleged use of the Aloy character in commerce, Tencent defended itself in the Horizon clone lawsuit, stating that fame does not create a trademark. To qualify as a trademark, a mark must serve as a source identifier for a particular good or service. The documents state that Sony doesn't adequately allege that Aloy's character is used as a distinct source identifier in commerce. Aloy is a playable character in the game, which is why the character will naturally feature in Horizon's content. That doesn't make Aloy a source identifier for the game any more than any other features of the game, such as his large robotic animals or a post-apocalyptic world, both of which also appear in Horizon promotional materials. Oh my God, they're cooking. They are cooking them. Cooking them. Oh my God, bro. Whoever this lawyer is really good. Sony has already responded to Tencent's first line of defense in a previous response, stating that Tencent attempted to avoid liability by playing a shell game with its brands and entities. The response added that Tencent Holdings reports all of its revenue and debt from games on its annual report without attribution to any subsidiary, and it uses the name Tencent to advertise its games, like Light of Moradin, without distinguishing between subsidiaries. God damn, bro. Listen, this was an amazing response, flat out. This was an amazing response from Tencent. And listen, I get people don't like Tencent because obviously Chinese developer, all that stuff. I understand that. But these companies that are trying to do lawfare, I don't care who they're trying to do it to. When it's wrong, right? And if you looked at the gameplay from Light of Moradin, you would realize that it does not play anywhere close to the same as Horizon video games, right? That's just like they were completely, totally different. And I said this from the beginning. It's going to be very hard for Sony to prove that they own something as vague as like robotic animals, right? Because robotic animals has been a thing for who knows how fucking long now. So you can't sit here and pretend like, oh, well, our game is popular that features robotic animals, so you're infringing on our game. Like that's not how this works. Okay, that is not how this works. So I'll be very curious to see what they do and how they respond to this and where this goes from here. But obviously, we're going to keep following up with this and see what goes on with this lawsuit. But this is going to be a big one. This one and the Nintendo lawsuit against Palworld are going to be two major lawsuits that are going to set the precedent over what's going to happen with future game development and taking inspiration from certain games and making your own game. This is going to set the precedent. Both of these are going to do it. So we'll see what ends up happening with both lawsuits. But let's be real. Most of them are going to be settled out of court, probably. I don't think these are ever going to go to a real courtroom. But we'll see how this, we'll see how it goes. All right, let's exit out of this. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been told all year long, whenever I report on certain failures that are from Xbox, I get told that I'm a grifter, I'm a this, I'm a that, I'm a liar, and that Xbox is doing great, and that all I want to do is hate on things, and I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, well, guess what? Xbox revenue falls $113 million year over year. Microsoft says that Xbox hardware sales have gone down 29%, leading to a roughly $113 million revenue loss year over year. The news comes after earlier in October, the company increased the price of Game Pass to much controversy. Now, keep in mind, guys, I've been telling people for the longest time that Xbox as a brand, there is no Xbox brand anymore, in my opinion. There just isn't. There is no, I don't even know what it means to be an Xbox fan anymore because, to be honest, it's too vague. It's just too vague. And I will have some of the biggest Xbox hardcore fanboys in my comments tell me, well, you're just, again, same things, grifter, liar, whatever. It's like, bro, I'm just telling you what I see, right? I'm telling you that Xbox has decided to separate themselves from their own hardware, which I never quite understood, by telling everybody that, your toaster's an Xbox, your fridge is an Xbox, your phone's an Xbox, your PC's an Xbox, by telling everybody that everything else other than the Xbox is an Xbox. That is brand destruction, in my opinion. Right? This is a brand that has lived for a very long time, building a fan base based around its hardware, and then it completely threw it all away. Right? So, unfortunately, I get it. I understand people invested a lot of money. People invested a lot of time. Yeah, your PS5 is an Xbox. Exactly. People invested a lot of money and time into the brand. I totally understand that. But the truth is that they didn't care enough to keep that going. They only cared about Game Pass. That is the only thing that they care about. And that's the only thing they're going to continue to care about. So I totally get it. People have been loyal to brands before and they get felted. I totally understand. But unfortunately, they just don't care. Xbox, despite having some well-received titles recently like Ninja Gaiden 4 and Outer Worlds 2, which both, by the way, in terms of an actual sales perspective, are flops. Okay? I understand people don't want to hear that because they might like the games. And that's totally fine. I would guarantee that I'm going to love Ninja Gaiden 4 when I play it. I would guarantee that. Outer Worlds 2, I don't know about that. I don't even think I have Outer Worlds 2, to be honest with you. I think people didn't even want me to review it. It hasn't even been gifted to the channel. Like, this I guarantee you Ninja Gaiden 4, I will love. Outer Worlds 2, I don't know about that. But the point that I'm trying to make is that these two games being well received, according to Insider Gaming, who are they well received by? The people who are playing it for free? The people who are playing it on Game Pass? What the fuck does that matter? Like, you have almost little to no sales happening with this game, right? If you want an example, I mean, I have the Outer Worlds 2 numbers pulled up because I was going to do a separate video on it, but I'll just bring it up right now to show you what's going on. This game is over a day into release. It is prime time. Now, keep in mind, the weekend's not here, right? So we got to think about the weekend where the numbers might go up. They might go up to maybe 16,000, 20,000, whatever. But this game is doing less than Avowed. This game is doing less than Outer Worlds, the first one. And the truth is, there are more people playing on PC than ever. We have seen so many franchises that released years ago on Steam only to release their sequel and get insane more numbers because there's more people playing on PC than ever. And Outer Worlds somehow, some way is doing less, even though the first game released on Game Pass and the second one released on Game Pass. So less people are buying this game, and they're like, you know what? No, I'll just play it on Game Pass. They're more willing to pass it off. And unfortunately, I think Avowed really hurt Obsidian Entertainment's overall, I guess their look as a studio. I think they have a major degradation of studio issue happening right now. So looking at all this, we can pretty much tell, like, this is not going to end well for them. So when they say well-received, I don't really think this is well-received at all. We're not even going to look at the Ninja Gaiden numbers because they're worse than the fucking Outer Worlds numbers, I believe. You know what? Let's confirm that before I can see. Let's look at SteamDB. Ninja Gaiden. Let's see. Ninja Gaiden 4 is currently sitting, bro. These numbers are fucking awful, bro. They're awful. I'm sorry, they are. Like, I get it. It's a single player game, but I think a lot of people are just quitting because they might think it's too hard. 11,217 10 days ago. There's only 1,650 playing the game right now. 3,725 people playing the game in 24 hours. And that's after 10 days. After 10 days, it went from 11,000 to 3,725. If we look at the achievements, we could try to see based off what might be the last achievement, right? Let's see. What might be the last achievement for this game? Okay. 25% of people have beaten the game. 25% of people have beaten the game, according to SteamDB. So this is this is not looking good, right? More than 25% of people checked out, right? Compared to the numbers. But 25% of people completed the game. So think about that for a second. But in any case, let's go back to the article and talk about Xbox a little bit more. So $113 million is nothing to scoff at, right? Unfortunately, it seems like it has spread to its sales as the company reports a 2% loss in total revenue. In the fiscal year 2026 Q1 report from Microsoft, the company revealed that the Xbox did not reach the same heights that it did in Q1 of fiscal year 25. Having made $5.621 billion last Q1, the gaming sub-company went down to $5.508 billion, losing around $113 million. This also marks a 2% loss in total revenue, which is not great, but not too bad. The press release does mention the drop, stating the following. Xbox hardware revenue decreased 29%, driven by lower volume of consoles sold. Gee, I wonder why you have lower volumes of consoles sold. Gee, could it be because you decided in an unprecedented move to do something that has never been done before, and that's take an old console and raise the fucking price? You decided to raise the price when everybody used to lower the price of their consoles as they got older, and you were like, nope, we're going to raise it about $100. $150, that's surely going to move consoles. They weren't selling before at the current price that it was at. Let's bump the price up 100 and let's see how much it sells now. That's not going to happen. That is literally not going to happen, right? So Xbox content and services revenue increased by 1% on a strong prior year comparable with growth in Xbox Game Pass and third-party content, offset in part by decline in first-party content. So some of their third-party content has gone up, their first-party content has gone down, and their hardware has gone down, leading to a total 2% decline for $113 million. It's important to note that the mentioned 1% increase comes from splitting content and services away from hardware, showing how each specific subsector is performing. Whether Xbox can regain ground from its loss remains to be seen. It's recently announced that Halo Campaign Evolved is coming to PlayStation, continuing the company's third-party movement forward. Xbox is planning a big year in 2026 with releases like Forza, Clockwork Revolution, and Fable. Yeah, Fable, the game that's fabled to never release. If you look up here, keep in mind, guys, they're basically saying that Xbox is getting more success on third party than it is on first party. This is literally what I'm saying when I say Xbox has no brand anymore. Because if they're gaining revenue more in third party by putting their games on other consoles than they are by selling to their own people who don't want to buy their games because they're playing it on Game Pass, that is insane, bro. It goes to show that this is literally, I don't want to call it a dead brand because it's not a dead brand. It's still making money. But for all intents and purposes, as a brand and what it means to be a brand, I think it's done. Like, I think Xbox is legitimately done at this point. So I don't know. We'll see what ends up happening with this. Maybe they can recover, maybe they can't. But the truth is that they increased the price of their consoles. So of course their consoles are naturally not going to sell as much. And they took a massive fucking hit of 29% less volume. 29% less volume. The sad thing is that it shows that people are still buying the consoles anyway. Because that means that they sold consoles at the increased price. What fucking dumbass out there bought an Xbox at an increased price? I have no idea. I don't know who saw a higher price Xbox and thought this is a great value. Let me buy this right now. You know, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe there is some people out there, I suppose, but that's where we're at with Xbox. So, all right. Let me see. Resident Evil fucked up a little bit. Resident Evil Requiem fucked up. I should say PlayStation Portugal fucked up. So on their pre-order page on PlayStation Portugal, it has been discovered, and this is the worst kept secret ever, so I don't feel bad talking about it. It has been discovered that there was a Resident Evil Requiem Leon skin that was spotted on the PlayStation Portugal pre-order page. Massive fuck up, right? They're trying to keep this a secret. It's the worst kept secret ever. And Portugal, unfortunately, unfortunately, according to the screenshot, they leaked the Leon skin. So if you guys don't know that Leon's going to be in Resident Evil Requiem, just understand that Leon is going to be in Resident Evil Requiem, okay? It's been basically confirmed through multiple different sources, multiple different leaks, multiple different fuck-ups like this. It's going to happen. So there you go. Moving on. We got... Oh, speaking of Resident Evil, you guys want to hear an extremely pathetic story? Let me show you an extremely pathetic story. And then we're going to catch up on Super Chats. I assume you'll be doing a Halloween stream? No Halloween stream. No streams tomorrow. No streams tomorrow, which is why we are trying to get our tiers today. We're getting felted right now, but no stream tomorrow. Let's look at this very desperate story. Epic Games, who, by the way, has always been desperate. Epic Games, Dark Deck Master says, I'm on Xbox. I've been having fun with Arc Raiders. Guys, okay. Oh, my God. So every time I talk about a system, I always get comments trying to counter what I say because they think I'm talking in blanket, like 100% everybody. No, I understand that there are people out there that play on Xbox and have a good time. I understand there are people out there that play on PlayStation and have a good time. I'm okay with that. I'm totally okay with that. You can play, you can play on whatever you want, whatever you're able to afford and play on and have a good time with. I'm totally down with that. That is great. That's what I want from people, to be able to enjoy gaming in the way that they can. But what I'm telling you is that it is about the brand itself and how they have completely abandoned their customer base. That's what it's about. Not that you can't have fun on an Xbox, not that you can't have fun on a PlayStation, not that you can't have fun on any of that. You can have fun on anything, okay? I'm just saying that as a brand, you can't ignore the things that they're doing. That's all I'm saying. I have to reiterate this every time I talk about a brand. Anyway, so Epic is trying to entice Resident Evil Requiem fans to pre-order the game from the Epic Game Store over buying it on Steam by offering an exclusive Grace Ashcroft skin in Fortnite. Holy shit. The level of desperation. So let me get this straight. You're trying to convince people to pre-order a horror game on your platform by offering them a free skin in your free-to-play cartoony battle royale video game. Like, this is not even the same kind of client base. Who are you trying to attract with that? I'm sure there'll be a couple. I'm sure there'll be a couple every now and then, but like, who are you trying to attract with this? Guys, honestly, the level of desperation is through the roof. It really is through the roof. Who is Grace Ashcroft? Her. The desperation Epic Games has is through the roof, and this is why Gabe wins, bro. Not all the time, because Steam does do fuck ups, and we call it out all the time when they do it. But overall, this is why they win more often than they lose, because they literally do nothing, bro. They do nothing. Everybody else is trying to compete against Steam, and they're doing all these different things to try to fight Steam, and Steam's just like, yep, I mean, we have it for pre-order if you want to get it. I don't know who this is going to attract, but I'm sure it's going to attract a couple of people. I'm sure. But they will do literally anything else other than give you a better platform. This is my problem with Epic Games. And I've said this many times, okay? I don't want a monopoly. I want there to be competition. I want something like Epic Games to exist. I want something like GOG to exist. I think they serve two different kinds of or three different kinds of people, right? Like all kinds of people get served by Steam, whatever. You could like, they should exist, in my opinion, because you want competition. But the truth is that you're not trying to compete. GOG might be trying to compete. I haven't really seen what they've been offering lately, but Epic Games is not trying to compete. Epic Games is going the Nintendo strategy, where they're trying to do the minimum possible to even remotely compete with Steam. They don't want to give you any social features. They don't want to give you fucking anything. Literally almost nothing. They barely roll out any features to make it a good platform that people would want to invest their time and money on. They just want to be a digital storefront. That's it. That's all they want to be. And that's fine. But then don't sit here and say, Sweeney, whatever his name is, don't sit here and pretend like you're going to compete with Steam in 10 years. Because Sweeney's like, oh, in 10 years, Steam is going to be irrelevant. Really? Really? Okay. We'll see. We shall see how that goes. Because last I checked, your Unreal Engine 5 video games are getting their maximum sales on Steam and not on Epic Games. Last I checked. So, I don't know. We'll see. I just think it's hilarious. All right. Let's talk about Final Fantasy VII Director, and then we're going to get into the main topics after this, okay? Final Fantasy VII Rebirth Director knows a whole heap of people hate yellow paint on ledges, but reckons that there is definitely a need for that kind of thing. Guys, I saw this. I saw this picture going around, okay? And I've played Rebirth. I've seen the yellow paint. I've seen all that shit, okay? There are, okay, so there are arguments to be made for both. I totally understand that. But here's what you do. Make it toggable, right? Make it toggable. Make it no different than a difficulty setting. Make it toggable. Why? Let's be real, man. These developers really think you're retarded. And the sad truth is that a lot of gamers these days are kind of retarded. They're not as good as they used to be. People are just not as good as they used to be. You can kind of see that with the Ninja Gaiden discussion that we had the other day with what the fuck is his name? Reforge Gaming or whatever. With Reforge Gaming, you saw the fucking meltdown happen live. Where he's just like, oh, you're giving me a tutorial? Yeah, I'm not going to remember all that. And then exits a tutorial and then complains about not knowing how to play. It's like, what the fuck are we doing? What are we doing? The yellow paint thing is something that has become a prominent feature in a lot of modern day AAA games because they don't think that the player has the means to figure out where they're going. And then they'll make up some excuse. They'll be like, well, we don't want the player fighting the map for 20 minutes trying to figure out where to go. Well, then why don't you do better level design then? There are other ways to make sure the player knows where to go or at least gets an idea where to go. And to be honest with you, to have the player fucking think, bro. Have the player think. I just finished playing Tormented Souls 1. I'm currently playing Tormented Souls 2. And that game has literally zero yellow paint, does not tell you a fucking thing of where to go for the most part, outside a little bit of NPC dialogue, and that's it. And you got to figure it all out yourself about where to go. And it's amazing. It's amazing because when you figure it out, you're like, oh, that's cool. You know what I mean? But to be honest with you, where this is coming from is from the open world design that was popularized by Ubisoft. Ubisoft is the one that really popularized this whole like hold your hand, fucking follow me to the next destination. Here's some yellow paint. Oh, here's a marker on the map. Here, you got to go right here. You know, use this tower so you can discover where everything's at. So you don't have to search for anything. You don't got to explore for anything. Oh, here's another tower. You know, and even PlayStation does this too. PlayStation does it all the time. You know, even in Spider-Man, you go to Spider-Man, then what ends up happening is you go to a tower, you unlock the tower, and then it tells you where literally everything is in that little area. It's all the same shit, man. It really is. So I look at this yellow paint stuff and I'm like, just make it toggable. There are some games that I've played that make it toggable, and it's great. You know, I think that's great. But honestly, aside from that, I don't know. That's really it. So I don't know, man. I don't even remember if this game even had it toggable in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. To be honest with you, I played it when it came out, and then I fucking beat it and just was annoyed and dropped it. But maybe they do have it toggable. I have no idea, but that should be the answer. That should be the answer. Make it toggable, and that way people who don't want it don't get it, and people who do want it do get it. You know. So that's basically it. That's all it is. This shit is fucking stupid. Where are we at? Oh, quick note. Steam added another feature, something Epic Games doesn't do because, you know, just say toggle. Why? You don't want me to say toggable? You don't like when I say toggable? Is that what it is? Does it hurt? Just say toggle. What's wrong with toggable? Steam added a feature. The latest Steam beta adds a suspicious chat warning. When you receive a potentially malicious message, something it probably should have done years ago. I like how any opportunity. T-Jab says we're currently $92 away from tier 1. Felt it. Thank you, T-Jab. I like how they take any opportunity to shit on Steam. They do, by the way. Like these Eurydialists, they're bought and paid for by Epic Games and Unreal Engine and all these people because they don't like Steam. You know why? Because Steam's private. That's why they don't like Steam. Okay? They don't like Steam because Steam is a private company and they answer to nobody. That is why. Plain and simple. If Steam was a public company doing all the DEI bullshit and have ESG fucking records that they got to upheld and all that stuff, they would be, you know, the best friends of Steam. But because Steam is private, they don't like it. So any chance they get, they take a swing at Steam, even if it's small. They always do it. I'll say this: at least Steam has chat and has had chat for the longest time. Unlike Epic Games that refuses to add fucking damn near anything these days. John D says, okay, let's see if we can read this. John D says, it's pronounced Taga Baba Supercalifristic XP Purple Monkey Dishwasher Giggity Giggity. Killed it. Don't test me again, bro. Killed it. I think this is a good thing. I think this is a great thing. I think that it probably is not going to be everything. I'm sure there are going to be some messages that are going to sneak by the suspicious chat warning message. But I think it's good. I think it's better than having nothing. So that's a good feature to have, and good on Steam for finally doing it, because this is why I don't click links. I don't click links for anything. Sometimes you guys send me links for videos and shit on Steam. I'm telling you right now, I'm sorry, love you guys. I'm not clicking it. You can literally send me, like, you could say, if you click this, you will get $1 million. Actually, that's probably a bad thing. That's obviously scam. But you know what I'm saying? I don't click anything. If it's a YouTube video, I just look it up on YouTube if you send it to me. I don't click anything. Nothing. Okay, let's X this out. And let's X this out. YouTube is updating their policy, by the way. Just FYI, YouTube's updating their policy, and this is going to be a big hit. What if it's a link to games on Steam Store? I don't click it. I don't click anything. Like what part of I don't click links? I don't click anything. If you link me something that's on that looks like a Steam game, I'll just look it up on Steam myself. I'll read the name and I'll look it up on Steam. Like I'm not clicking the link. YouTube updates its policy on violent video game clips with rules that seem aimed at the incoming flood of GTA 6 videos. I gotta be honest with you, I don't think this has anything to do with GTA 6 personally. But that's me, you know. But I don't think it has anything to do with GTA 6. I think this has to do with just overall them wanting to constantly censor violent video games. They've done this many times in the past, and they always walk it back. Because what this does is the AI is too overly sensitive. It gets triggered for fucking anything. And then videos get false takedown all the time, or they get age restricted all the time. This is going to, it's just more censorship, really, at the end of the day. This is going to hurt the platform for anybody who streams video games, myself included. I stream video games, so you mean to tell me I can't review a video game that's violent because it's violent? What about the video games that are rated for, you know, T for teen? But you're trying to tell me you're going to age restrict the video? So YouTube is going to go over the ESRB and age restrict the content to 18 plus when ESRB themselves rated the game for T for teen? Who the fuck, like, how did that work? How does that work? This is going to get abused so fucking hard. It's not even funny. All right. It's going to get abused so hard. And they have had a absolute fucking bricked hard on for video games for the longest time. These people want to blame video games for everything. I'm sure you guys understand that. They want to blame video games for literally everything. Even the fucking government, even the administration is in there right now. RFK Jr., they all want to blame video games for everything. It's like, bro, you've been trying for decades. Give it up. Give it up, right? I think this is going to hurt YouTube big time. I really do. So if you are somebody who streams video games, now you have to think twice about whatever video game that you are going to stream, because now, unfortunately, if it's too violent, well, YouTube no me gusta that shit, right? They don't like that shit. And it's crazy. It's crazy. So if you play a fighting game like Mortal Kombat, that's going to be problematic. If I play a horror game, oh my God, bro. Bro, can you imagine how they would react to Tormented Souls? Tormented Souls is violent as fuck. Are you kidding me? It's violent as fuck. They would hate that shit. They would take that down immediately. It's so sad, you know? So I think what's going to end up happening is, if the developers are smart, what they would do is they would showcase a toggable feature, like make it toggable. I know you guys like that word. A toggable feature that will remove the gore from the game. That way, streamers, if they want to stream the game, they can play it without the gore. But that is also removing the experience. Like, you shouldn't have to censor the game in order for you to play the game, right? On the platform. That's fucking bullshit. Especially if it's a video game that is like ESRB rated for under 18, you know? But in any case, this is where we're at. This is where we're at, man. YouTube can never just leave well enough alone. They always got to fuck with things. They always got to do things. And this is also why they initially did the whole streamer mode thing for music, right? A lot of these video games have a streamer mode that's enabled that protects privacy of like character names, that removes copyrighted music and puts like regular music in. Hi-Fi Rush had a streamer mode. You mean to tell me I got to play Hi-Fi Rush with some basic ass music and I can't play with regular music because otherwise I'm going to get copyrighted? This is the bullshit that developers have to go through to figure out, you know, because they want their game streamed, unless it's Square Enix and they don't want you to stream their games apparently, but otherwise they want their game streamed. And now you got to think about a whole nother layer of like, oh shit, well, if we do this, well, that's going to be a problem for people who play the game. You know, they might retroactively age restrict old videos. Of course they're going to. They do it all the time. Bro, I have videos that are like 2 years old, and magically I'll get a notification and they'll be like, this got age restricted. I'm like, who was watching this? Nobody. This thing hasn't gotten a view in I don't know how long. But again, this is what they do. So I just wanted to showcase this to you guys. So for all of you who are content creators out there, just be on the lookout for that and you know, be careful. Let's catch up on super chats really quick. We got Adair Soto with a 5. Well, since nobody knows stream tomorrow, I already read this. We got Mr. Melancholy with a 5. Mark Laidlaw, who helped write the Half-Life series, retired, right? I doubt Half-Life 3 is in the works. Valve can't even count to 3. I doubt it too, to be honest with you. Panthera with a 2 says Steam gift. Oh, I saw that. Thank you, Panthera. Backbone with a 1 membership. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Ali Kusanagi dropping a much-needed 5 membership back.
Let's fucking go! It's a membership banger!
Shout out to Ali Kusanagi. Thank you, brother, for the 5 membership banger. I appreciate that, man. Mr. Melancholy with a 2. Desperation can lead to madness. True. Facts. Ron DFK with a 2. Yellow paints for journals who can't double jump, basically. Angel with a 5 says, hey, Hypno, can you imagine Capcom announcing a mixed received Resident Evil 6 remake before Resident Evil 5? That would be crazy and hilarious. Oh, it's going to happen. They're avoiding Resident Evil 5 like the plague. They really are. Thank you for the 5, bro. Glow My Prince for a month. I tried gifting you FTL, oldie but addictive goodie. But Regent said no. Happy Pumpkin touching Ween. Also try Halls of Torment if you haven't. K, thanks. Halls of Torment. I think I have that. I think I might have that. I have to check that. Speedy Cake with a 10. Man, I would love to see some Chad developer fuck with people by using the yellow paint in a tutorial and having it be wet paint, making you slip and die if you jump to grab it. That would be hilarious, bro. Or have the yellow paint in the tutorial and then have it nowhere else for the rest of the game. So that the journalists are like, oh, this game is going to be great. It has yellow paint. Nope. Denied. Denied the yellow paint. Get felted. We got... Who do we got? Let me see. We got Toradol for $1 in Rumble. Beast Wars. 1996. Dinobots. 1984. Animal Robots. And Exactly New. But exactly. That's my point. That's my point. Like, if you're going to sue someone and say that this game looks too much like yours because they use robot animals, it's like, my guy, you're not the first one to do that. People have been doing that for decades before your game. And you're going to have a lot to prove if you want that to last. So, which they can't. They can't prove it, obviously. So, okay. We are caught up on everywhere, guys. Thank you so much. We're like, I don't know, 85, 90 away from tier 1. Thank you, guys. Let's get into the next bit of content. We're making good time right now. We're making really good time right now. Let's skip the Homeland Security thing. All they said, just really quick, the Homeland Security said that it's not going to stop using video game memes to stoke anti-immigrant sentiment. We aren't slowing down. What they meant to say was anti-illegal immigration sentiment. But, you know, PC Gamer never likes to be truthful most of the time. So TJEP says we're 79 away from tier 1. Oh, my bad. Okay, 79 away. There we go. There we go. Well, I don't want them to stop. Keep making memes. Keep making memes. Do it. Do it. Evil Fluffy Bunny with a 5. It says, hi, Hypno. Just want to say thank you, good sir. Your content, videos, and streams are really helping me through this hard time. So thank you. Oh, man. I hope you're all right, Evil Fluffy Bunny. Shout out to you, bro. Yeah, man. Just hang out with us. Have a good laugh. Enjoy the content, you know, and hope everything's good, man. Hope everything's good. Let's get some cake emojis in the chat for Evil Fluffy Bunny. Let's give him some cake. I know it's not his birthday, but cake makes everybody feel better, except for leftists. I don't know why that's even. I don't even know why I said that. Shout out to Evil Fluffy Bunny. Let's give him some cake, man. Let's give him some cake. Shout out. Let's see. Where are we at? Let me X out. Let me X out that. All right, so we got Roblox and we got Arc Raiders, and then we got Hyperlight. Oh my god, we got so much. And then we got the Outer Worlds. Okay. Okay, fine. Let's figure this out. Where are we at? So first things first, let's talk about Roblox. So Roblox apparently is being praised. Is being praised by the Attorney General Alliance for promoting safe and more positive digital experiences. Said nobody ever, by the way. Said literally nobody ever. And as PC Gamer says, Roblox, which is being sued by 2 U.S. states for endangering children, earns praise from the U.S. Attorney General Alliance. I'm like, I don't know about that. The Attorney General Alliance, a bipartisan group of U.S. state attorneys general that takes on emerging issues like cannabis regulation, sports betting, has launched a new partnership for the Youth Online Safety Initiative. And its first game industry partner is none other than Roblox. You're fucking up already. You're fucking up already. Bro, you're launching a new initiative and you are doing this? You're partnering with Roblox as your first partner? Bro, you are fucking up already, big time. The AGA praised Roblox for its leadership in promoting safe, more positive digital experiences for all through better product design. And if you think that sounds a little odd, it's possibly because Roblox is being sued by 2 associate members of the AGA, Louisiana Attorney General Liz Burrow and Kentucky Attorney General Russell Coleman. Oh my God, bro. Oh my God. The Partnership for Youth Online Safety Project aims to reduce online harms through the development of practical, collaborative, and measurable design-based safeguards, while also sharing the best practices and tools that public and private partners can use to collaborate more effectively and better protect children online, said nobody ever, bro. Said literally nobody ever. What the fuck, bro? That is complete and utter bullshit. That is complete and utter bullshit. I find this to be actually kind of hilarious only because it goes to show that Roblox is extremely influential in many different aspects, and they have their little, the little hands in a lot of different cookie jars, let's just say. No pun intended with the kids stuff, but they have their hands in cookie jars literally everywhere. And that is also the government, right? A lot of these major corporations, they buy these politicians, right? If you look at their donations that they get from certain corporations, it'll tell you pretty much everything you need to know about who is supporting what in this world of ours, right? So I find this to be highly sus that Roblox is their first partner when it's an initiative that's based around online youth safety. That sounds extremely suspicious to me. And at this point, I'm gonna throw a red flag on the field. I'm gonna throw a red flag and be like, there's something wrong. There's something wrong here. So we'll see. We'll see what happens here. But I just wanted to share that with you because I thought that was fucking hilarious and sad at the same time, by the way. Arc Raiders. Arc Raiders is killing it, boys. Killing it right now. This game is doing unbelievable numbers. This game is doing numbers that Bungie's Marathon wishes it could do. But probably is not going to come anywhere close to doing. Let's be real. So Arc Raiders has officially released. And the game currently, as of 7 hours ago, has hit 264,673 players with almost 200,000 people playing the game right now as we speak. That is a massive amount of people. I think that this game did everything right in the sense of launching at the right time, getting ahead of Marathon, making sure that they have minimal to no competition, and they're just sweeping it up. They're sweeping it up. Now, I know a lot of you guys are playing the game. I looked at my friends list on Steam, and I saw a lot of you guys playing. So I hope you're having fun and having a good time. But, I'm not going to play just yet. I plan to, but I'm not going to play just yet. I have a lot of games that I'm currently trying to finish through. I was fucking playing Ball X Pit like crazy earlier. I even played a little bit of Duck Off earlier. And then I ended up just kind of going out and doing my thing. So big time win for Arc Raiders. But I will be checking this game out. Most likely it's going to be on Griffcast After Dark. It's not going to have an official Griffcast because it's an online game. So it's not that kind of game for me. But this is going to be a major win for them. They need to absolutely follow through with this game and make sure they give proper content for people, because otherwise you drop the ball on this. That's the problem, man. With a lot of these online games, it's not about the initial content. The initial content draws in a large crowd for some of these games. It's the follow-up. The follow-up is where they kill these games, where they don't give the content properly, or if the game's broken, right? And then they spend all their time fixing the game instead of making new content and fun things for people to experience to keep them playing the game. That's where they fuck up. So if they don't fuck up the follow-up, they should be fine. They should be fine. But a lot of people are enjoying this game. And I think review-wise, it's doing very well. Almost 87% positive reviews. out of 10,000 reviews so far, and it's only been live for a few hours. So definitely huge. Definitely huge. I think that's a big W for them. So we'll see what ends up happening. We'll follow up with this game in a few days and see how the numbers are doing. Maybe they'll go up over the weekend, right? The weekend's not even here yet. We got to follow up on Outer Worlds. We got to follow up on Arc Raiders over the weekend and see how they do. So, all right. Really quick. We got Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D remake. You know the game. Sorry, Square Enix, I'm not streaming the game. You told me don't stream the game, so I'm not going to stream the game. Don't worry. You don't have to sue me. You don't have to sue me. It looks like it's working out very well for you on Steam. I'm sure you're going to get a lot of sales, though, in Japan, so it's fine. I'm sure you're not even worried. But Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D remake. Currently sitting at 5,966 players. Not bad. Not bad. I don't know what the second one did. Dragon Quest. Let me see. Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D remake. Oh. Oh shit. Oh, all right. We're just gonna pretend like we didn't see the 45,000. Ouch. So anyway, 5,975. 7 seconds ago, 8 seconds ago. It's still going up. It's still going up. People are playing the game. I think this is gonna do some decent numbers. Like I said, the weekend's coming. The game's probably gonna do 20,000, maybe something like that. I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna hit 45,000 like the previous one, but it's gonna do good numbers overnight because the majority of the players are probably not even here. They're probably in Japan, so we'll see how that goes. But right now, looking a little sus. Looking a little sus right now. Let me X this out. All right, man, we're going through everything today, boys. Holy shit. Okay. Now it's just main topics, and that's it. So let's go over the last couple of super chats, and then we're going to get into the main topics of the evening. We got Crimson with a 10. You know, everyone seems to have forgotten that in 2008, Obama used Burnout and other EA Sports games on Xbox to advertise voting for him. So why anyone is complaining about these memes is beyond me. Bro, they don't want to admit that it's just bias, right? They don't want to admit that. They're angry over something that, and I said this in my last stream, they're angry over something that we know, you know, I know, the aliens know, right? The unidentified species know, the tribal natives that want to be left alone on Sentinel Island, even they know, right? All these people know that if this meme was done with Kamala Harris or Joe Biden, you know for a fact that the people that are bitching right now would not be complaining. You know that. We all know that. The entire fucking universe knows that that's true. And they'll gaslight you and they'll lie to you and say, no, that's not true. But it is, because there has been examples like you provided where politicians have used pop culture in the past to get people to vote for them. But it's because it's the orange man. It's because it's Trump that they don't like it, right? It's literally just TDS and that is it. And then they'll gaslight you further. They'll be like, well, it's not the same. What do you mean? What do you mean it's not the same? He's a literal fascist. And then the truth comes out, you know? The truth comes out. It all comes down to TDS. They just don't want to tell you right off the bat because they don't want to admit they have TDS. But if you probe their questioning enough, like if you ask them enough questions, you'll realize that it just boils down to TDS and that's it. Right? Remember when AOC fucking streamed on Twitch and try to pretend like she was one of the gamers? Or remember when fucking Hillary Clinton was like, you know Pokemon Go? Well, I like Pokemon Go to the polls. My God, I want to fucking vomit every time I say that. I want to literally vomit. So, yeah, it's complete bullshit. We all know that. But it's selective memory. That's all it is. Selective memory. Big D. Holy shit, this was huge. This is going to help us try to get to tier 1. Big D with a 10 membership mega bank.
Let's fucking go. It's a membership banger.
Shout out to Big D with the 10 membership banger. I appreciate that, brother. Thank you so much. All right. I think we're caught up. I don't think there's anything else. No. All right, boys. Are we ready to do this? Are we ready to do this? For the people asking, how are you going to do tier 2 tonight? Well, I have an avatar with cat girl ears for this particular model. So I have one with cat girl ears that I will wear if we, hit tier 2. So we'll see how that goes. let's get into the main topics of the evening, ladies and gentlemen. Main topics of the evening. Let's start off with Hyperlight. Hyperlight. And yes, I'm recording this video with my Halloween avatar because it's going to release tomorrow on Halloween. So, of course I'm going to. T-Jap with the 1267 says tier 1 and late channel birthday gift, currently 200 away from tier 2. Holy shit. Shout out to T-Jap. Shout out to T-Jap completing tier 1 like a fucking legend with a yellow boy. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Fucking badass, bro. T-Jap always coming in clutch, man. Always coming in clutch. All right. Let's talk about this. I'm going to drink some water. We're going to talk about Hyperlight Breaker, which again, Hyperlight Breaker or the Studio Heart Machine is basically, it's a former SBI studio. And unfortunately for them, they can't seem to break out of their bad spell that they're in right now. And are now laying off even more people after just laying off people not that long ago. Let me drink water. Hold on. All right. Let's get into this, boys. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about the company known as Heart Machine. They are the ones who released the video game Hyperlight Breaker. This particular video game, obviously, was a game that was partnered with SBI, which is part of the reason why it got so much drama prior to release. But the simple truth is that many people just weren't that interested in it. Not only that, it really wasn't SBI that killed their game. It was the game just being bad that killed the game. A lot of fans of the original game tried Hyperlight Breaker and ended up not liking it because the game was just complete trash, according to a lot of people over on the Steam forums. If you look at the game right now, you can pretty much see that people have completely checked out. At the time of filming this video right now, this game had 5,230 people playing the game 9 months ago. There's only 2 people playing right now. So it's pretty clear that this game is done, right? It's done with an estimated sales of anywhere between 93,000 and 150,000 sales. Now, unfortunately, that just wasn't enough. This studio has suffered layoffs this year, and it is suffering layoffs again. Less than 2 weeks before the launch of its next game, by the way, Hyperlight Studio Heart Machine reportedly lays off even more employees. Heart Machine laid off more than a dozen employees at the start of October, and now even more are saying that they've been given the axe. Now, again, guys, you can try to avoid this conversation all you want. I understand there are people out there that would like you to not question a single thing in the gaming industry, and they would like you to just believe whatever they say, and that's basically it. Like, they're the gold standard of the internet, and they know all, they are all, they be all, they are the ones, right? However, unfortunately, those people, even if you don't want them, if they don't want you asking questions, you have to ask questions, right? Because at this point, you have to wonder, how are these studios even alive in the first place, right? We are in 2025, where subsidization has become very difficult for these studios to acquire. They can't get money very easily anymore. Government subsidization has been very difficult for them to achieve compared to what it was just a few years ago. And unless they're in Canada. In Canada, they're giving out, free government money like crazy to these studios. But otherwise, it's becoming very, very difficult. It looks like Hyperlight Studio Heart Machine may have suffered another round of layoffs, as multiple employees are reporting on social media via game developer that they've been let go. The reported job losses come just 3 weeks after a previous round of layoffs that saw more than a dozen people put out of work. I also think that games like this, by the way, I feel like a lot of this art, and maybe this is me, a lot of this art looks AI generated, in my opinion. It might not be, but it just looks like it is. And I feel like AI could easily replace whoever the hell is doing the work of the art in this particular or these kind of video games, which is probably why these people are getting fired. They're most likely, just like other studios, are going to be replaced by AI because, quite frankly, you don't need these people anymore in order to do the bare minimum of work. This person, layoffs at launch, that's game dev. I have no idea. This person posted on Blue Sky. Let's see what's going on here. Does this work? There we go. Is this person from Brooklyn? This looks like Brooklyn. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Anyway, yeah, I mean that's kind of game development, right? That's game development. It is what it is. What are you gonna do? No sound? Oh, silent video? Okay, well, it's fine. She was basically complaining about that's game development. She was basically laughing at it. Actually, here, let me do this. Let me do this, boys. Hold on. Let me do like this, and like this. It only works when I do it like this. Here's what she has to say.
Heart Machine has just laid off a bunch more people, effective immediately. And by the time Possessors comes out on November 11th, I don't know if anyone who worked on the game will even be at the company anymore. That's game dev.
It is because quite frankly, I think a lot of these game developers are realizing that the studios are not your friend. Okay, I don't know how much I have to say this or how often I have to say this. Ladies and gentlemen. All right. The studios are your place of employment. They're going to use you for what you're worth and they're going to kick you right the fuck out. Especially now more than ever, where AI is becoming so prominent. They're going to kick you right out and you're going to be welcomed home. She says by the time Possessor comes out, which is apparently their brand new game, Possessor. So we're gonna have to follow up on these on this game and see what the numbers are on November 11th. She says, I don't know if anyone who worked in the game will even be at the company anymore. Zhang said, that's game dev. Yeah, that is. Other Heart Machine developers posted about their job losses on LinkedIn. At least one of them writing on October 29 that they were affected by the layoffs at Heart Machine. Notably, none of the people posting about these layoffs were included in a list by Heart Machine of employees let go in the cuts that occurred earlier this month. Well, that's because it's 2 rounds, right? So they try to, whenever they report these things, they do it in rounds because they don't want to make it seem like it's something really bad going on at the company. They also don't want people to panic. They want people to complete their jobs and then they're going to fire you. Okay. Like this happens all the time. Just like a lot of people don't realize that half of the time when they're training a brand new manager at their job and they're a manager themselves, guess what? You're probably training your replacement. You just haven't figured it out yet, right? It happens literally all the time in corporate America. So these game studios are no different. It's going to happen literally all the time. And it's going to be worse as AI gets more and more prominent. It says that Heart Machine made a big splash with its debut game, Hyper Light Drifter, which released in 2016, but it had a rough go in more recent years. The studio's most recent release, Hyper Light Breaker, did not make a great impression when it launched into early access in January, and the recent decision to end work on the game triggered a spate of negative reviews, users on Steam. The side-scrolling action brawler Possessor, Heart Machine's next game, comes out on November 11th. It seems like they keep trying to make the same game over and over and over again, which is the problem. I mean, look at this game. 61% reviews is fucking horrible, right? I can only imagine Possessor. This is their new game right here. You could look at the screenshots. Like, all of their games look the same. Stylistically, they look the same. They seem to play the same. I'm sure they got the same fucking horrible writing. That's probably SBI influence. Well, we don't know because SBI is hiding everything now, obviously. But SBI worked on the previous game. I got to imagine they're probably working on this one. They all look the fucking same. So why would anybody care? Why? Like, you're not doing anything different. It seems like you just keep trying to remake the same thing over and over and over again in the hopes that it totally does well this time. Look at this. The game is number 2,116 in wishlist activity. Nobody even wants this. 410 in top wishlist. Almost nobody wants this right now, bro. This game is going to release cooked. I promise you. They've reached out to Heart Machine for more information on the latest cuts and will update if they receive a reply. So again, ladies and gentlemen, I want to make it very clear. I'm not blaming SBI for this. I do think that their writing is horrible, and I do think that they have a bad impact on the overall narrative for a video game, especially if it's a narrative-driven video game in any capacity. If the game has a story and SBI is involved with that story, it's probably going to be pretty trash, unfortunately. We've seen examples of this all throughout. I mean, even in Alan Wake 2. I showcased in a video the other day, Alan Wake 2, in case you guys forgot, literally has a segment where Saga is having this, like, moment where she's cursing out white men who constantly try to control her. She's like, another stupid fucking white man is trying to tell me what to do. Again, this is the level of writing that SBI is capable of. So from a narrative perspective, again, I don't want to talk about DEI. I want to talk about narrative because that's what they supposedly want to talk about, although they never do. talking from a narrative perspective, it is in my opinion that they are trash at what they do. They are very bad at what they do. And I would not want SBI working on any narrative for that matter, because I feel like they're going to fuck it up. That's my personal opinion. I don't know if that's what happened here. I think that's part of it, on top of the fact that the game, unfortunately, was just released in a bad state and they never caught up. And by the time they were even close to catching up, they had to end development because they probably ran out of money and it wasn't worth it. And most people decided to check out. So you guys can let me know in the comments down below. I mean, what do you think about this? What do you think about this game that literally looks like AI? I'm not even kidding. Like, I feel bad if it's not AI, but even so, not really, because it fucking looks like AI. But you guys let me know in the comments down below of this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. And if you enjoy this content, consider hitting that like and subscribe. Enjoy your Halloween, and I'll see you guys on the next one. It's an SCD you can't get rid of. Yeah, that sounds about right. Hold on. I'm typing something. There you go. All right. Let's see if we had any super chats. I think we had Naked Flip Shazam with a 2. Gold standard. Absolutely, man. Super gold standard. Thank you so much. Flip Shazam. Appreciate you, bro. In terms of Rumble, I don't think anything's on Rumble. No, nothing's on Rumble. All right, let's continue. Alucard says, damn, I'm late. What's wrong with you, bro? What's wrong with you? Let's get into the final main topic of the evening. We're going to talk about the Outer Worlds, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. Yes, that's right. Oh, yeah, I forgot to play the Welcome Home clip.
Welcome home!
Shout out, man. Shout out. Let's get into the main topic. We're going to talk about Outer Worlds 2. Because it's not looking good, boys. It's not looking good for this game, unfortunately. And they only have themselves to blame, ladies and gentlemen. It is what it is. It is what it is. Oof, God damn, man. Oh, it got worse. Oh. Damn. Happy Halloween, by the way, guys. Officially Halloween. All right. Well, perfect time to discuss this then. Outer Flop 2. Yeah, I think it's looking like that. This is going to be another game that's going to drag its feet on sale at $7.99 in the hopes to pass 1 million copies plus. That's what this is going to be. And you're going to have people cope and say, well, it's on Game Pass. Well, guess what? The first one was on Game Pass too. And it's doing worse than the first one when there's more people playing on PC than ever before. So a lot of cope going around. Let's get into this, boys. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about Outer Worlds 2. Now, I told you guys in my last video that we weren't going to fully report on the numbers quite yet because the game was in pre-release. Well, now the game is in official release and it's not looking good, okay? The game has been in official release for over 24 hours now. And at this point, Outer Worlds 2 is looking pretty bad on Steam, specifically on Steam. Now, I can already hear the cope in the comments, so let's get through it quickly so that everybody understands where we stand. Yes, I understand that Outer Worlds 2 is on Game Pass. No, you don't understand that more people are playing on PC than ever. You also forgot that Outer Worlds 1 was also on Game Pass, and somehow this game is doing worse than Outer Worlds 1 was. Outer Worlds 1, 5 years ago, when less people were playing on PC compared to now, especially on Steam, hit 20,349 concurrent players on Steam. Outer Worlds 2, at a time where more people are playing on Steam more than ever, hit 13,264 players concurrently. Now, here's some context for people. Okay, number one, it's not the weekend yet. At the time of filming this video, it is not the weekend. The weekend can still save this game. The weekend can still get this game to 20,000 plus concurrent players. That's if there's enough people that actually want to buy the game. Okay. Number two, I've made this very clear, and I will continue to say this. It's not about wokeness, in my opinion. I know it has like an anti-capitalist fucking story and all that shit that's really on the nose. They told you, by the way, was going to be on the nose. But I think what is the number one issue affecting this game is the price of the game. I think that this game has a massive fan base. Well, not even a massive fan base, but it has a decent fan base on Steam with an estimated owners of about probably over 1 million, like 1 to 1.5 million owners on Steam for the first game, the majority of which decided not to come back for the second game because, quite frankly, the majority of people that bought the first one bought it at a price like this, $7.49 or $9.99 or something along this lines. They didn't buy it at $70 fucking dollars, so they're not going to go and buy the sequel to a game that they bought for $8 and spend $70 on it. I don't think they liked it that much. Not many people did anyway. So that's the number one reason why I think this game is tanking the way that it is. And not only that, what makes this even worse, and I didn't even think this was possible. I remember specifically saying months ago that I think that Avowed is going to do worse than Outer Worlds 2. I thought Outer Worlds 2 was going to do better than Avowed. I really did. That's not quite what happened. Even Avowed, right? 19,198 8 months ago. Even that game, which by the way is $70 still right now, bro. They still to this day want $70 for Avowed. The lowest recorded price was $46.89, and they want $70 for this. I swear, man, these people. The biggest problem is that Obsidian Entertainment is a AA studio charging AAA price. That has been their big issue for I don't even know how long now. Their games are not AAA video games. Their games are AA video games for all purposes. Budget, performance, content in the game, it's AA. Why the fuck are you $70? That makes no sense, right? And you could say, well, maybe it's not Obsidian Entertainment, maybe it's Xbox or whoever that's setting the price. I don't care. Somebody is setting the price of these games incorrectly when they're brand new and they are flopping because of it. Now, I know these studios are supported by Xbox Game Pass, but considering the layoffs that have hit the industry, considering the layoffs that have hit not only Obsidian, but Xbox in general and Microsoft, all these layoffs showcase that clearly there's not enough money coming in. Clearly, there's not enough talent at the studios because they're replacing them with AI, and they're openly telling you they're replacing them with AI. So now we're here. Well, we have Outer Worlds 2 performing at the worst number out of all the previous games that we could think about when it comes to Obsidian outside of New Vegas. But again, that is a one-time thing. You got very lucky and you lived off the success of previous franchises. Now that you're on your own, making your own things, people don't give a fuck. Straight up, people don't care. Now, with all this being said, I decided to see what the community sentiment was for the game. Because to be very clear and very fair, there are people that really like this game. There are people that really hate this game. And there are people that are in between. It is literally just like, it's all over the place, right? And I kind of like that because it shows it's not totally one-sided on any particular conversation. So I went to the Steam forums and I decided to look at some of the threads here. And a lot of them are pretty typical of what you would expect from a game that has a lot of different opinions, right? This particular one seems to be confused as to why there isn't much support for the game. If you go here, it says, surprised that the game is not more popular. And of course, they got a clown emoji, of course. I don't think it is because they don't know about it. I think it's more towards the fact that Avowed was a letdown. And some people just want to hate the game for fun. I don't think that's true at all. Bro, do you guys think that people have the ability to be buying all these $70 games throughout the year? Do you realize that the average amount of video games that a person buys per year is two video games? So you mean to tell me that if you have a choice and you're like, $70, you really think Avowed or Outer Worlds 2 is going to be the number one choice? No, those games are going to be on the back burner for a lot of people, and they're going to say, you know what, I'll buy it when it's like $8, $10, because we already know that it's going to be that. We already know that this game is going to go on sale very quickly. I would not be surprised if for Christmas season, we're probably going to see Outer Worlds 2 at a discount. I would not be surprised at all. Heck, I've seen videos of people talking down this game months before it was released. Well, that's because of the anti-capitalism sentiment. That's why, like, you cannot sell your video game in capitalism and then claim to be anti-capitalist. That is the most hypocritical bullshit. And then you'll say, well, I have no choice. I have to do work. Yeah, you do. So stop bitching about it. Anyway, this person said the first one they're trying to be exclusive on Epic release, not on Steam, and now they want it back on Steam. No, thank you. Well, I'm watching this forum turn into an echo chamber as we speak. Any post that honestly tries to delve into the issue and reaches the same conclusion are immediately moved or deleted. Well, of course, that's what they did with Avowed. In other words, if you want to know why it's not as popular as you think it should be, you should try to find a forum that is not moderated by the very people who are trying to make a profit off of you. This is one of the best comments I think I've ever read, by the way. One of the best comments ever. And it's true. People don't realize how heavily moderated these forums are. People are out here and they forget what happened during Avowed. Avowed was nuking their forums left and right for the first 2 months during the initial release of the game because they didn't want anybody to hear about any of the negative sentiment, especially from the art director of the game, who is really the one that caused a lot of the problems, right? Katzen says money and trust. This stupid money and trust are a big issue. Agree, 100%. This two massive issues, right? Half of the people that are bashing it are broke anyway. They want a discount. In fact, they want Obsidian to pay them to play it. The rest won't take a chance on it until word of mouth convinces them that it's a great game. Kids are obsessed with YouTube. If their favorite YouTube personalities don't like it, then they won't touch it. They obey their masters because they can't think for themselves. We got somebody who is really, really angry. We got somebody who does not like YouTubers. Oh no, that's a sad one. The Game Awards can't arrive quick enough. It needs media attention. After it cleans up in the role-playing, narrative, and performance categories on December 11th, people will come around. Wait. Time out. You mean to tell me that you really think that in the Game Awards, Outer Worlds 2 is going to clean up in role-playing, narrative, and performance categories against video games like Expedition 33? Are you fucking kidding me? Are you like, is this Jeff Keighley? Like, is this Jeff Keighley's alt account? What the fuck is this, bro? Are you smoking crack? Niche games need to win awards for people to believe. It needs to be recognized for its creative accomplishments. What did they accomplish? However small they may appear to an army of immature prats writing bogus reviews. Oh my God, bro. Oh my God. Bro. Come on. You are literally coping and seething. This is unbelievable maximum level of coping and seething that I haven't seen. And I browse the Steam forums a lot, by the way. This is crazy, bro. You really think that Outer Worlds 2 is going to win. And you might be right. Who knows? Maybe they paid money to win. Who knows? I really don't know. But over Expedition 33? No, you're out of your mind, bro. And by the way, this is not a niche title, okay? Last I checked, niche titles don't charge $70 fucking dollars. Like, that's really stupid, right? Same reason why I said Ninja Gaiden being $70 was really stupid, because I really do think that has a niche crowd of people that are interested in hard video games like that. Even though I'm one of them, I can still acknowledge that I'm not the majority there. Charging $70 for it is really dumb. Learning more about this game now, it seems a different team from Avowed. The original was the same as a team as Outer Worlds 2. Might be good, I guess. Also, they have to tone down the rubbish that was in Avowed. Or it could be that a AA game with AAA pricing that is a sequel to a good but by no means amazing game. That's literally what this is. I've said it so many times in so many videos, and I will say it again for consistency's sake. I have viewed Outer Worlds as an extremely slightly above mid video game. Okay, like it is a mid video game that has its moments of charm that will make it feel like it's slightly above mid, but for the most part, it is fucking mid. Okay, it is literally a mid video game. That is it. And now you have a sequel charging $70 for a mid video game to give you another most likely mid experience with a little bit more things to do. That is it, bro. The price is too high. I understand. You don't want to admit it because you paid the $70, so you don't want to have buyer's remorse, and I totally get that, but the price is too high. There is too much competition. There's way too many video games out there right now on multiple different platforms. Indie games are taking money like crazy from AAA right now. There is way too many games. Most people only buy 2 games in a year. This is not going to be one of them. You could get away with charging what they are, but your game better be a premium experience and not just a good one. Otherwise, outside of a niche group, generally audiences will wait for a sale. That's a smart thing to do. Or simply move on and play something else. This is especially the case in the current economic situation with the price hike Sony started and the bad PR from them trying to hike it even higher for this game originally will not have helped either. I think that also was a really bad move, by the way. I think that they thought that by announcing his game to be $80 and then a couple of weeks later trying to pretend to be the good guy and saying, we're not going to charge you $80, we're going to charge you $70. So go get those pre-orders in. I think the reason why they did that is because they tried to do $80 and they realized the pre-orders were this low. You could tell by the numbers that the pre-orders were fucking trash, okay? You could tell by the numbers. The numbers don't lie. You could tell that the pre-orders were garbage. And most people were like, oh, I'll just play it on Game Pass. That's it. This is exactly the problem. So they're like, okay, well, let's go to 70. Hopefully the pre-orders go up. And they didn't. They really didn't. Not by much anyway. So this person says, that's no way to refer to Microsoft employees by dude. They're just trying to work a job. Game Pass by dude. It's not Game Pass. It's not Game Pass because the first game was on Game Pass and did way better. Move because they are part of a thread made for these posts. Genius, not deleted. I'm aware of the difference of moved and deleted. I've seen both happen. I bought the first Outer Worlds. I felt it was way too short. That's true. It was too short. One of the reasons I won't be buying this one is because I fear it would be too short as well. And the price, $110 for a piece of software, really? They're barely an A developer, let alone AAA. They're not. They're AA. Starfield was selling for around this price, and it had more replayability with mods that I may only ever play once, twice if you're very lucky, but I could buy 3 lesser games for that and play over and over and over again. There is no way I could justify the price, not with the current cost of living, etc. They really did screw themselves over badly with this one. That's it. That is literally it. That is what I truly believe is the problem. So anyway, this is a more of a positive sentiment. Now you have more negative sentiments that we're going to cover right here. Modern audience, right? You can clearly see if we scroll up, modern audience. Oh, it looks like they deleted it. Why am I not surprised? Why am I not surprised, ladies and gentlemen? It looks like they deleted the fucking thread. Of course they did. Of course they did. Anything questioning the modern audience, they deleted it immediately. What a piece of shit. I knew I should have had it saved. Oh, let's see. It says merged. What did they merge it with? Modern audience, Snarbles. Okay, it was merged, not deleted. My apologies. Modern audience, 13K players. So this is the modern audience. 13K on Steam at release. Keep in mind, Starfield, Stalker 2, and other games have released on Game Pass and Steam to 25 plus times more players. They're moving threads because they want to bury them. That's really what it is. The Outer Worlds 2 versus Starfield with rainbow emojis. What the fuck is this? Now that we have the Outer Worlds 2 release, I am looking for your input as to which game to choose from, as I have been enjoying Starfield and love Starfield's progressive approach to game design. Oh my God. The inclusion of being able to create a character with an option for pronouns was a huge win for the gaming industry, and I felt incredibly represented by such an important part of the creation process, being so forward-thinking. Then I thought back to how the Outer Worlds 1 was and took responsibility to educate its players about many systems in society that were and are harmful and challenged them in the way that was very responsible. How has the Outer Worlds 2 continued this effort? What type of experience can I expect from each of these games? Which game will provide a more positive and safe environment for me to enjoy as a player? I would like to ensure that my time spent playing games will be spent on something that is meaningful to me. This is a fucking troll, bro. This is an absolute troll. McDingle fart. I'm sorry. I don't mean to laugh, but this is an obvious fucking troll, bro. This is great. I love this, man. I love this. Shout out to McDingle fart. I can only imagine the amount of people that are going to respond to this thinking it's real. Oh, look, this person responded to this with "Buy Robin Morningwood Adventure." That's great. Starfield is boring. The game doesn't care what gender you are. But at least Starfield doesn't generate a fatal flaw bug like Avowed, and now the Outer World 2 does. Bro, this is incredible. I'm telling you, man, I've always advocated for people to go to the Steam forums if you want massive levels of content, because it is amazing here. Anytime you see video games that are even remotely controversial in any way whatsoever, go to the Steam forums, and I promise you're going to find a lot of fun in the forums. It is hilarious. One thing I will say before we continue and finish out the video is that one of the number one issues for this game is the performance. Okay, people are complaining about the performance. There is somebody on Twitter with a video going viral right now trying to play the game natively in 4K, right? Native 4K, not with any kind of bullshit. Native 4K with a 5090 graphics card, a super powerful PC, and he was averaging 40 FPS on a game that looks like Outer Worlds 2, which, you know, no disrespect, the game does not look good enough to be struggling like that. I'm sorry. Like, the graphics are nice, but they're not fucking amazing, right? Like, look at this. You can clearly see this is not amazing graphics. This is something that just looks nice, and you're struggling at 40 FPS. Very similar to Borderlands. And, you know, they all have one thing in common. And I'll let you guys figure out what that one thing in common is as to why the performance is so fucking trash. So you guys let me know in the comments down below. What do you think about Outer Worlds 2? Are you playing the game? Are you enjoying the game? Are you refusing to play the game until it goes on sale? Are you avoiding the game altogether? Whatever it may be, leave your thoughts in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. And if you enjoyed it, consider hitting that like and subscribe, and enjoy your Halloween. And I will see you guys on the next one. There you go. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's catch up on Super Chats really quick, and then we're going to get into the waifu battle, I suppose. Oh my God, when the fuck did this drop, bro? I was doing the video. I was doing the video. Holy shit, bro. That is insane. That is insane. Mr. Rouge just dropped a 50 membership ultra hyper banger, which means we get 2 clips. I don't know if Mr. Rouge said which 2 clips he wants. I'm going to give him a chance to speak. But in the meantime,
let's fucking go! It's a membership banger!
shout out to Mr. Rouge. I mean, oh my God, bro. Oh my God. It's insane, man. This guy just saved tier 2. He just saved tier 2. Holy fuck. I gotta give him another one.
Let's fucking go! It's a membership banger!
Shout out to Mr. Rouge. He strikes again with a 50 membership hyper banger. Adair Salto with a 5. You heard what the Steam page said. Oh, Master, may I get this game? Please, Master. I'm begging my knees on for this one. Oh, please. I didn't need to read that, bro. I purposely didn't want to read it. Mr. Rouge says, you pick, my friend. All right. All right. So yesterday I did elves and Latinas. So we're going to do Japanese goth and something else. And then we're going to bring out the Uwu pumpkin. Yes, that's true. Uwu pumpkin is legit. It's legit. It's real. Here we go.
Oh my God, it's a red boy hyper banger.
It's a red boy hyper banger, bitches! Let's bring the ladies in!
Uwu pumpkin's amazing. Uwu pumpkin is legitimately amazing. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. It's so good that it's bad. Or it's so bad that it's good. I don't know. I have no idea. Shout out to you guys. We hit tier 2. We hit tier 2. Thank you guys so much, man. Again, that's 486 tier 1s in a row and 175 tier 2s in a row. Thank you to Mr. Rouge for banging out that tier 2 basically all on his own. What a fucking legend, man. Holy shit. Crazy. Crazy, man. Crazy. Adair, he says for it too. I know you, but you still did it. I did. Because you super chatted it. That's why. That's why. All right, boys. That means we get to go into the waifu battle like this. So if you guys are not going to hang out for the waifu battle, I thank you. I appreciate you. This was the last stream of the month. There will be no streams tomorrow. So please have a safe and very fun Halloween tomorrow. Enjoy it. Do a lot of trick-or-treating. Try to not eat any candy that is laced with hormones of any kind. You know, because apparently they're doing that, and they're trying to trans kids or whatever the fucking post on Twitter is saying. Anyway, a little hypnotic with it too. Nice outfit, Dad. Miss Sonia is the best. Thank you. I try. No, but seriously, have a great time. Demon Democracy says, what about tonight? Most likely not tonight, because I do need to get some sleep to try. I have a long day tomorrow. You know, contrary to popular belief from people who think that apparently I'm immobile. And, you know, I am, I mean, whatever. I don't really know at this point, the haters, whatever they say. No, I do things outside of, you know, YouTube. So try to have a good time. Have some fun, boys and girls out there, and do your thing. In the meantime, let's have one final waifu battle for the weekend. This is going to be a good one, considering yesterday was really bad. So let's see. All right, boys. The waifu battle's here. Now, yesterday, we had by far probably one of the saddest waifu battle wins that I've ever seen. But a win is still a win. A win is still a win, ladies and gentlemen. So Mia Fey, the lawyer that everybody loved and then suddenly stopped voting for, almost got banned, by the way. Got felted, but not by much, because, again, we're talking about, like, what was it? $30 against $18, something like that. Mia Fey got felted by none other than, well, Mia from Monster Musume. Shout out to Mia. At least we won't have to worry about names anymore. So that's going to be a plus. Let's get into the rules of engagement, and then we're going to bring out the challenger that's going to go up against Mia. Rule number 1. All super chats during the waifu battle can and will count towards a particular waifu, but the only way that is going to count is if you put the name of the waifu in the super chat first. You got to put the name first. If you do not put the name of the waifu in the super chat first, then it will not count. It doesn't matter how big they are. If you super chat after the fact and you put the name of the waifu that you forgot to put the first time first, then I will make it count. Rule number 2. You can vote for any waifu regardless of who's on the screen. It doesn't matter. You can vote for the champion, who is Mia, or you can vote for the challenger, who you're about to find out. It doesn't matter who's on screen at the time. Last but not least, after the second waifu comes off screen, I will do a 30-second countdown. After that 30-second countdown, no more super chats are going to count. It doesn't matter how big they are. The last super chat that shows up on my screen will be the one that counts. So please, if you're going to vote, vote early and vote hard, ladies and gentlemen. Do we understand the rules? Nope. We don't understand the rules. All right, boys, listen, I thought today would be a very interesting day, considering it's Halloween tomorrow. I think it's an interesting time to have a little bit of a monster mash, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. You heard me right. We're going to have a little bit of a monster mash today, and we're going to have 2 waifu monsters battle it out. And considering that we got the snake waifu as the champion, we are going to bring out another monster that's going to go up against Mia and see if she stands any chance to take her down. All right, boys. The challenger that's going to go up against Mia is going to be none other than the one and the only Ragnera from Monster Musume, ladies and gentlemen. Let's start the clock and let's see who is going to win. Is it going to be Spider Mommy, or is it going to be Snake Mommy? It is your choice. Let me know what you're thinking in this Monster Mash, boys. Although if I had a choice, I'd probably pick Spider. But that's me personally. That's me personally. Immediately right off the bat, we got I Can Help With That with a 199 saying Mia. We got a lot of Snake fans apparently. Limitless Andre says, I want to be in her webs. Just her webs, huh? That's it? Just her webs? Bro, what the fuck? Yo, Torino. Yo, I can't with this guy, bro. I can't. I totally, oh my God. Torino over on Rumble just did a $100 Red Boy Hyper Banger. And he says, Hypno and the Great Pumpkin. Our faith is strong. The Great Pumpkin will appear. Bro, I didn't even think about that when I made a pumpkin avatar today. I'm like, dude, I just thought it would make sense because it's Halloween. And I forgot this guy's been summoning Hypno with the Great Pumpkin for like, I don't know, 3 weeks now. Dude. Torino. That's crazy, bro. Shout out to Torino, man. Thank you for that. What a fucking guy. Big D with a 10. Spider Mommy, I can fix her. Can you really? Can you really? Torino, by the way, you got to let me know in the chat, man, what girls you want. Which one do you want, my man? I'll play it after the waifu battle. Big D has put Spider Mommy in the lead in front of Snake Mommy. Then we got D Draconic over on Rumble for $1, says Mia. Let's see what's gonna happen here. This can go any way. This can go any way. It's the Monster Mash. Big D says, I am willing to try and fail. I think you're in the lead right now. There was very little interest in Snake Mommy yesterday. So chances are it should be okay. It should be okay. Should be okay. By the way, Big D, you got to put the name, by the way. I just realized that. Spider Mommy is not her name. That is not her name. You got to put her name, man. Even if you misspell her name, you got to put her name. Does she have feet? I don't know, bro. She has cheeks. That's all that matters. She got cheeks. And boobs. Tornell says dealer's choice. Snoo. Rachnera versus Mia, Spider Mommy. Battle Snake Mommy. Webs Snake, bring the squeeze. Monster Mash. Monster Smash. Hypno's in the lead so far. I am. I guess people have stopped voting in the waifu battle. I can help with that for $9.99, says Mia. All right. Very nice. Big D with a 10 says Arachne, let them 8 legs do their thing. Bro, the name is on the bottom. It's not Arachne. Oh my God. It is Rachnera. Oh my God. I think Big D is literally fucking trolling me at this point, bro. He's literally trolling me. Oh man. Beautiful Zexa, what a vibe. BFA. Those eyes are scaring the living hell out of me. You're gonna be fine, man. You're gonna be fine. Don't worry about it. All right, boys. It's time to bring out the current waifu battle champion. Can she hold on to the belt that she barely took last time? Let's find out, ladies and gentlemen. Mia versus Rachnera. Mia versus Rachnera. There you go. We got Ferret with a 3 says Mia just cuz. Nice. Very nice. Eyes aren't the problem. It's the spider legs part. You got to be open-minded. No, you don't. You don't got to be open-minded. I hate spiders. Deku Leader says, damn, Mia looks fine in this picture. Tornell says, dealer's choice, or specifically Hypno, you pick the clip. Got it. I got you, bro. I got you. Big D with a 2. I'm blind as shit without my glasses at the moment. All right, we'll give you a little bit of a break. The second name you put was fine. Close enough. Arachnid. Fine. We obviously know who you're talking about. Shout out to Big D. Thank you. Appreciate it. Tongue twister? A little bit. 8-foot snake? Oh, no. Are you vomiting at the snake chick? Oh, come on. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. I gotta imagine the entry point's gonna be a little bit difficult to acquire, though. It all depends on the biology. You agree with beautiful? Okay. Okay. Her last name is Arachnid, so it's close. All right, fair enough. Let it rock. Let it rock. It's very quiet right now, so this can go to literally anybody. I'm trying to look at who's in the lead right now, and I think it's Rhaenyra. Pretty sure. Pretty sure it's Rhaenyra. But not by much. Not by much. Just like yesterday, barely any votes. So this can go to literally anybody. This can go to literally anybody. Will Mia be a one-hit wonder? Probably. That's what I said yesterday. I said that she probably is going to be a one-hit wonder because almost nobody voted for her. And the only reason why she won is because nobody voted for the other one more. You know? So that's really it. That's really it. Snake chick, no. Goth Clippy waifu, yes. Oh my god. You guys want Clippy so fucking bad. I guarantee if I brought Clippy, there'll be no votes. Just like there's very little votes now. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. Big D with a 10 says Rhaenyra happy. I Google copy and pasted. I said you were fine. You didn't have to do another one. I said it was fine. Oh. He can't hear either. I'm just kidding, Big D. Shout out to you, bro. Thank you for the 10. Yes, that's fine. That's fine. Abhorrent Soul with a 10 on Rumble says Rhaenyra. And I still hate bugs. And I hate snakes. Fair enough. Fair enough, bro. Which is worse? A cockroach or a spider? Which is worse? A cockroach or a spider? I'm going to say a cockroach, personally. T-Jab, yeah, you could do that. That's fine. We know who he's voting for, so it's okay. Rhaenyra is definitely in the lead now at this point. All right, boys. Not too much of a lead. It could go literally anywhere. Let's see who's going to win. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. The ultimate chair shot counter.
Waifu Battle belt is mine!
The last super chat that is going to count is Ali Kusanagi with a $50 mega banger chair shot, saying Rhaenyra to counter. I can help with that. $20 banger against Mia, or for Mia, I should say. Try to take out Rhaenyra. That was really close. That was really, really close. Mods, let's count it up. Count it up. But in the meantime, we're going to play a clip for Torinol's legendary $100 Red Boy Hyperbanger over on Rumble, which is insane. Fucking absolute legend. He did not have to do that. We are going to play a clip for him. And you already know what I got to do, boys. You already know what I got. I'm sorry.
All right, boys, we got another Red Boy Hyperbanger. Let's bring the ladies in.
out to Toradon with that fucking insane $100 Red Boy Hyperbanger over on Rumble. Thank you. I appreciate that. That is legendary, bro. That chair shot clip was new. I like it. Yeah, I made it the other day, but the problem is we haven't gotten chair shots very much over the last few days, so I haven't been able to play it. But that was definitely a chair shot, so I played it today. I like it. I like the clip. All right, let's feed the ducks in the meantime. Feed the ducks in the meantime. And let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. Thank you again, Ali Kusanagi. Thank you. I can help with that. Fucking legend. Legendary. Pretty sure I know who won this, but, you know, we're going to wait it out anyway. There's only one time in history we've ever not waited for the numbers. And it's because there was literally no point. There's no point. But that's okay. See what the numbers are. All right, here we go, boys. So we got, that was actually not bad. Ragnera at $74.74 against Mia at $40.97, which means the winner and the new champion by chair shot is none other than the one and the only Ragnera, ladies and gentlemen. Holy shit, look at this girl. Look at this girl. Let's go. Let's do it one more time, ladies and gentlemen. One more time. One more time. And on that note, I am sure there are some people coping and seething right now.
You are coping and seething. You just can't accept what you're seeing. Yes, you're coping and seething. The truth is scalding, and now you are molding and coping so hard. Coping and seething.
And that's going to be it for the Waifu Battle, ladies and gentlemen. Ragnera is going to go backstage. She will face off against another waifu on Sunday. Hypnocast, 9 p.m. Eastern. Do not miss it. It'll be the first Hypnocast of the new month. So let's try to start the month off strong. We're going to change up some themes. It's going to go from do not touch the pumpkins, do not touch the, well, you'll see. You'll see. All right, boys. Thank you guys so much for the insane support. I genuinely appreciate it. And once again, please go have a great time tomorrow on Halloween. Enjoy your time. Be safe. Watch for the crazies, okay? Especially if you wear like an ice uniform as you know, for Halloween. I'm sure there's gonna be extra crazies out there trying to you know, just be stupid. So be on the lookout for that. But thank you guys so much for liking the stream, commenting, spamming the chat, super chatting, gifting memberships and everything. I appreciate it. And shout out to the Hypno mods for doing what they do every single day. I appreciate you as well. But I am out. I am done. I am gone. And I will see you guys on the next one on SNH. SNH is a Halloween episode, by the way. So make sure you guys come hang out on SNH. It will be a Halloween episode. So come hang out. And I will see you guys then. Until then, go be bigots and go be gooners. Bye.
I am not gay. I have relationships with women and sex with men. And I got news for you. That means you get.
kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids.
Her dog, or her cat, was named Vagina. Vagina. Vagina.
Put a ticket in, make her gay. Fuck it, yeah, don't put a ticket in, make her lady gay. Fuck it, yeah, put a ticket in, make her gay. It means put a chicken in it we eat and make her fucking gay. Fucking pronouns! Fucking pronouns! Fucking gender ambiguity! Fucking current day California shit! Cause that's all we fucking know! Cause we're boring! We're so fucking Twitter hole! Twitter hole! Get it right!
At the touch of the black man, I bring life. I bring life. I bring life. I bring life. I bring life.